I step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
You are amazing. Let that sink in. Good morning, you beautiful soul. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Graham Richards, and yes, you are plugged into your feel-good kickstart to a brand new Thursday. And being a Thursday, you know what that means. We are gearing up for the release of some new movies at the cinema tomorrow. So first up, we've got the movie The Sun. Yes, I will cry, I have no doubt. And this, of course, stars the brilliant Hugh Jackman, and it hones in, I think, on a struggle that many families are currently engaged with, the effects of divorce. So maybe there is an anchor for you to find right there. Then What's Love Got to Do focuses on an arranged marriage of childhood friends. Gonna get spicier. JP has got the lowdown with the entire cast to find out a little bit more as he does. Then, of course, I also get to spend the next 3 hours with my mates, my brothers, my favorites. And, of course, we're going to help you at home work through some of that family conflict. How are we going to do it, guys? Grant, good morning, son.
Good morning, South Africa. Hope you're doing fantastically. And we have some amazing things that are happening for you in the next couple of hours. So stay tuned. Hope your coffee is warm and your breakfast is all ready. One of the things that's really important to us is love. And family love, no doubt, is often, it causes a lot of conflict. And one of the questions we'd like to pose to you as our audience in South Africa is, how do you and your family reach a resolution? You can let us know via our WhatsApp voice note on 063 408 4088863. So that's 063 4088863. How do you resolve your family conflicts? We'd like to hear. Over to Carl.
Thanks a lot, Grant. Let's take a look at the national headlines to get your morning started. Now, the Minister of Electricity, Kosiensho Ramokgopa, says he will focus on reducing the frequency and intensity of rolling blackouts. He has warned that failure to urgently address the country's electricity crisis will have catastrophic consequences. Ramokgopa says he intends working directly with power plant managers to help resolve technical energy issues. He will also work with Eskom and other stakeholders on the urgent implementation of the Energy Action Plan. Now, an animal welfare organization, that Strategic Response Rescue, the SRU, has confirmed that another predator has escaped in Gauteng. This time, it's a lion. The animal was spotted near the Henops hiking trail between the Hartbeespoort Dam and Johannesburg. This after 2 escaped tigers were shot at Edenvale and Walkerville recently. A spokesperson for the SRU, Arthur Crew, says they are searching for the animal with the help of drones. He asked people who spot the animal to notify the authorities immediately. Be safe out there. Now, on to international news. M23 rebels in the Democratic Republic of Congo, the DRC, have declared a ceasefire in the war that has raged for years in the eastern part of the country. This follows engagements led by Angola's President João Lourenço, and who is also the African Union's champion for peace and reconciliation. The rebels said their decision was to pave the way for a political process to take place. And they have lauded all the regional leaders and international partners who have made efforts to listen and understand their problems. Now, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky and Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, have called for extensions for the agreement to export grain through the Black Sea ports. The 120-day agreement brokered by the UN and Turkey in July, which was extended in November, will be renewed on March 18 if neither party objects. Russia apparently wants obstacles to its own agriculture exports removed before it will allow the agreement to be renewed. Ukraine is one of the world's leading grain producers, providing 10% of the global supply. And wrapping up with a fantastic musical note, Irish music icon Ronan Keating, golf legend Gary Player, and wealth management company Citadel have once again shown their commitment to sustainable philanthropic endeavors that benefit needy South African children. The company's annual charity gala dinner, the 6th since 2018, was hosted with Keating and Player at a well-known Cape Town hotel after a performance by Keating and his band. Former Springbok rugby captain and the company's head of philanthropy, Jean de Villiers, facilitated the charity auction. He reminded all of the importance of making a collective difference, saying, and I quote, "We need to look at how we can make a tangible impact that's more sustainable than one-off giving." Over 2.1 million rand was raised to be managed by the Citadel Philanthropy Foundation, and beneficiaries of the Red Cross, War Memorial Children's Hospital, that's in Cape Town, of course, and the Blair Athol Pre-Primary School in Johannesburg. This annual event was inspired by the loss of Keating and players' mothers to cancer. Both were passionate about giving back. Since 2018, 7.1 million rand has been raised by that fantastic organization. That's it for your news for now. Another update on 1 hour, but of course, lots of sport on the go. And to give you all the latest, here's Graham.
Thank you so much, my athletic colleague. Incredible. What a way to inspire us to get into the sports. So let's start with an inspired performance from Aiden Markram and Tony de Zorzi. They struck big half centuries for South Africa, but the West Indies, they roared back into the game after tea to grab 5 wickets as the home team were pegged back to 311 for 7 on that first day of the second test. Markram, despite playing superbly, would have been frustrated going out on 96. While the more gritty de Zorzi, he struck his maiden test half-century before being dismissed on 85. The West Indies repeated their performance on the first day of that opening test at Centurion when they bowled poorly for 2 sessions before finding some fire, recovering some incredible discipline there, but it set the scene, so we cannot wait for that one to resume. Then, staying with cricketing news, this one is really positive. After the initial disappointment of missing out on the inaugural Women's Premier League in India, there was some good news for Proteas batter Laura Wolvaardt, with Australia's Beth Mooney forced to withdraw from the Gujarat Giants squad due to a knee injury. Wolvaardt, the highest run scorer at the recently completed T20 World Cup, was named her replacement. What an opportunity. Wolvaardt will now fly to India from Pakistan, where she's participating in the PCB's Women's League exhibition matches for the Superwoman. I want to know what that paycheck is, but congratulations. What a step. Then we turn to last night's footballing action, some of the best in action. Bayern Munich, they cruised into the quarterfinals of the Champions League as they condemned Paris Saint-Germain to another last 16 exit. Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting swept home just after the hour mark for the hosts against his former club, with Serge Gnabry adding the gloss to a very professional display later on in the game. Then the other clash on the night saw Spurs and Milan play out to a goalless draw at the Italian champions, and they made it to that last 16 for the first time in 11 years after a 1-0 aggregate victory. And Christian Romero was sent off for Spurs, while Milan goalkeeper Mike Maignan, he made a brilliant stoppage time save to see his team through and to earn their berth in the next round of knockouts. Then on to rugby. Former Springbok fly half Louis Kuhn has been appointed as interim head coach of the Springbok women's team for their tour to Spain later this month. Kuhn, currently South African rugby's high-performance manager, succeeds Stanley Robenheimer, whose contract was not extended at the end of last year. Now, Kuhn has coached the country's premier women's team before on an interim basis when he took a national select 15 side to the UK back in 2017 as South African rugby restarted their Springbok women's program, thankfully. He has now also recently been working with the squad, which was announced last week. We got your back. Enjoy your tenure. But that's where we leave our sport for this hour. Brand new day, brand new weather. Let's get the latest, some weather news, and of course those temperatures in your neck of the woods.
Well, the news is quite dire with regard to what we are required to do from the Department of Water and Sanitation. Now, they have requested the public to limit their water use as much as possible during load shedding. The call comes amid indications that water infrastructure is experiencing great pressure during the frequent power outages. Now, dams in the Western Cape are currently just over 55% full. The Director of Water and Sanitation in the Western Cape, Ntombazanele Bila Mumpariwa, says it takes a water pump some time to start again after a power outage. Bila Mumpariwa says that by using water sparingly, consumers can prevent pressure on the system. A while ago, Johannesburg Water also urged residents to use water sparingly. That said, infrastructure challenges and continued rolling blackouts meant Rand Water couldn't run its pumps properly, and the city's reservoirs were reaching critically low levels as well. Now, for the first time this morning, I feel like it's good to give you a little sunrise. Now, France from Spring started things off, sharing what is a magical photo whilst enjoying a walk. This one is very, very beautiful. Looks like a dream I had earlier before. And now, of course, Verity Barnes also wanted to upstage that one with this one. Look at that bold view of the sun rising up, bringing pretty tones to the sky. It just looks like positivity in a picture. And then Reiki from Brits captured a nature feel from the trees to the clouds. Stunning stuff. And then, of course, last up, Lajith in Sea Tide, sending in this bright yellow sky from his garden whilst enjoying the morning breeze. I'm loving these photos. I save them all and make them screensavers. And you can have one on my laptop and on the show. 063-408-8863. Send it our way and tell us exactly where you're seeing that sunrise from. We'd love to showcase you in your Feel Good Breakfast Show as we take a look at your temperatures for the day. Now, this will give you an idea of what to wear. It's looking quite warm in the north today. If you look at Polokwane, 17 up to 32. Bombela looking nice, 31. And that's from a low of 19. Pretoria, 33 degrees Celsius from a low of 15. And then Johannesburg, you've got a nice 30-degree day. Very warm for you. 14 is the low. Let's go over to Mahikeng. Good morning to you. 15 to 32 today. Klerksdorp, same max, 32 from a low of 11. And then Kimberley, shining bright like a diamond, 12 to 31. Bloemfontein, 8, rising to 29 degrees Celsius. Richards Bay, you've got a warm minimum of 22 and then a hot maximum of 33. Pietermaritzburg, 20 to 31 today with a chance of some thunder and some showers. Durban, your low is 24, your high is 28. Mthatha, 17, jumping to 31. As you can see there, only a 5% chance of rainfall, but anything is possible, as you know. East London, 20 to 28 today. Cradock, you've got 11 to 33. Gqeberha, you've got 16 to 25. And then George, 14 up to 25 degrees Celsius. Cape Town looks like a 70% chance of rain if it's not drizzling already on your side. Worcester, 11. You rise to 22. Sutherland, you're going to wake up to 8 degrees Celsius and thaw out to 22. Uppington, as always, a nice hot temperature for you, 34 degrees Celsius from a low of 15. And that's it when it comes to the weather action. Of course, sunrise views, send them our way, please. We'd love to feature you in the next hour. And of course, there's so much entertainment for you on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Just stay right there.
Okay, so we know there's enough going on in the show. We've got Robin Peters here, okay, but let's take you behind the scenes, see what's happening. Robin is looking amazing, by the way, but just don't tell him that on air. This guy has lost his mind. He is going crazy here. VR is here.
I'm in a completely other world. I cannot see you.
I know, and I'm waiting for you to punch me in the face. What are you playing, dude?
We're playing Horizon Call of the Mountain, and I'm just looking over the edge.
Don't do it, man.
No,
don't do it. Life is too good. Oh, this is amazing. There is a reason why the studio is buzzing today. You know, when we bring Grant in, we're going to have a lot of fun. I'm going to recharge. Sip up. I'm ready for this. I hope you are. We'll see you in just a second. Go for it. Do it.
One day can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso here on S3, and of course, VR, virtual reality. It's one of those things that is going to take over the world, but there hasn't been an option until right now. Now, PlayStation have perfected their VR headset and have made one of the most accessible and powerful VR devices you can buy. Now, Grant is here to chat us through the whole concept of VR. Now, of course, you look great, by the way.
Thank you.
This is like Ready Player One.
I feel like I'm in the future. I love, you know, the PlayStation VR 2 is such a big improvement from the first PlayStation VR.
Yeah.
Because you used to have those Move controllers, those little ice cream clones.
Yes.
Now we've got these Ready Player One controllers, right? That's what's making it work.
That's the one.
Yeah, and
cool.
a much better headset, an infinitely better headset, actually. 110-degree field of view, so completely covers your peripheral vision. It's got cameras on the outside. Can you see these little spider eyes? They're reading my hands. So where my hands are on the screen, let me just put this away. So where my hands are on the screen, they're reading them. Can you see? If I go like this, back and forth, whatever the case is, it works. And it's got a higher refresh rate and HDR. So the blacks look really black. And then you can see at the back here, it's got headphones that are kind of built into it. You can remove them, so you can put your own headsets on.
I got you.
But these are pretty sufficient, I must say, and they're a little bit more agile than ones of the past.
So for those who have been under a rock and don't understand virtual reality,
yes.
Let's break it down for those individuals. What is virtual reality?
Okay, so virtual reality is literally that. It's reality that is virtual. It's not real life in any sense. It's putting yourself in a game. So if you ever wanted to feel like you're inside a video game, that's what this headset does. And if you've watched Ready Player One, pretty much the same idea.
Yes.
So you put this on, some games are compatible with it. Gran Turismo 7 has just got an update.
Nice.
We're going to be checking out this particular game. This is Horizon Call of the Wild, and there's a new Star Wars game as well. That all take advantage of VR and put you in that experience. Now, it's not just games.
Yeah.
There are all these other amazing experiences that you can do. There's ones that help you with fear. There's one game called Arachnophobia, where you sit at a table. You know what phantom limb syndrome is?
No, what is that?
So it makes you feel like your limb is there when it's not.
Oh.
So there'll be games where you put your hands on a table, sit at a table with VR.
Yeah.
And a spider will crawl across your hand in the game, but it feels kind of like it's happening because you're sitting there watching it happen. And these games help us do things that we wouldn't be able to do necessarily in the real world, but help us overcome certain things. There's one fear of heights where you have to walk tightrope between two buildings. And there's another one that I really enjoy called kayak, which is literally you just going in a kayak, but in places you probably would never be able to go to, like the Antarctic or the Northern Lights. And you can just transport yourself to these experiences.
That's fantastic.
Right?
And
you
I love
can
it.
meditate on the top of the Himalayas in your lounge, and it's really immersive. It really is.
Are we getting to the Ready Player One level, in your opinion? With the rise of AI, and now we got VR. I mean, we have entire worlds that can be generated for us. So, are we getting there? Are we getting to that level?
Look, those two things combined in the next 10 years, that's not too far off. And the PSVR 2 is an exciting thing for me because, again, it brings that experience closer.
Yeah.
Prior to this, you need a gaming PC, and now you can have a headset that works with your PlayStation, which you probably, if you're going to get a PlayStation at some point, a lot of households do have one, then getting one of these over and above that is so much easier, and you just plug it in. So again, that whole thing is becoming more and more accessible.
Do you see other devices, other competitors to PlayStation starting to look at VR seriously? Because I know that a lot of the VRs and a lot of those ideologies with regard to Move, etc., it kind of was abandoned. And now that this is such a big thing, are you going to see more and more of these coming through?
Definitely. I think there's a lot of game developers making this. You get a device called Oculus that's made by Facebook. That's obviously PC related. They want you to do meetings and so on in virtual spaces.
Yeah.
Go to lessons and classes in virtual spaces. So you don't have to leave your house. And yeah, it is an expensive, right now, it's very expensive to get there.
Cool.
I think this is the most accessible. If you want to experience VR, there are places that you can go.
Nice.
There's Virtual Portal Cafe in Cape Town. where you can go and just put on a headset and give it a go for like an hour and see what VR is like and see if it's for you. Some people find it very motion sickness orientating. So like you feel like you're like out of there. So it's not necessarily for everybody, but I think that a lot of people want you to experience that. Imagine you could buy front row seat tickets to an NBA game. And you can, wherever that 3D camera is, wherever you're sitting, you can partake in that NBA experience, right? Come on. Imagine what that would, like, it's mind-blowing what is possible with VR. And the fact that PlayStation have released this, I'm very excited about, and I'm really excited to show you some of the games shortly.
Well, we will be going through all of those games as well. I mean, VR is here, AI is here, Expresso is here, and Grant is here to make sure that we get through every single bit and facet of these things as we play along. But the thing is, the one thing I can't do virtual reality is cooking. I like tasting stuff. Here's Graham.
Hey, listen, we've been doing it on the show forever. We always tell people that it tastes amazing and just leave it up to their virtual imagination to agree with us. But I promise you, this one is an absolute cracker. So while the boys play a little VR, let's get into the kitchen for some classic real-time baking tips with our favorite Michaela.
Clover's range of margarines and spreads. Classic spread. Mama Bake.
Margie, how do you know what we like?
I know someone who knows.
Spread the Margie love.
Made with love by Clover.
And it's certainly no secret on this show that nostalgic dessert classics like a soft roll cake always reign supreme. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, we might tweak it here and there. Michaela shares her tips on how to achieve that light as a feather sponge cake with an irresistible cream filling. I like this. I want to say it's a Swiss roll, but it's not.
I mean, it is basically a Swiss roll.
But it is.
Yeah.
But it is. Okay, you've just kind of disputed my whole argument.
The only difference is there's a bit of baking powder in this one, whereas Swiss rolls you don't. You rely heavily on the eggs. But I mean, we still
and a lot more
relying
sugar
on the
by
eggs,
the looks of it. But this is cool because a Swiss roll might be a little intimidating. A beautiful roll cake like this really isn't. A couple of simple steps, but you've got to get that part right. So separating the eggs, what's going on?
We're separating our eggs, and then you are going to whip the egg whites into stiff little peaks for us.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see how fast I can do this.
Okay, and why do we do that? Why do we want that air in the egg whites? What does that do for the bake?
It creates that bounce and softness and rise. You know that there's a Genoese sponge. You don't use any like rising agents with that. You
of course I knew that. Michaela, how do you know me? Of course I knew that.
So it's the same concept here. But the thing is, with a Swiss roll, you can flop it a little bit. And it can be a little bit flat because you roll it all up later.
Okay, so it's forgiving.
So
I like
you
that.
can whip those for me, but you don't want to over whip them because if you over whip them to the point where they like split, then you actually get a dense cake. So it's a very fine line.
Okay, so and how do we know when we've reached the right peak?
You want to lift your beater up and it creates a peak, but not one that's kind of like splitting. You can see when the eggs start to split.
Okay.
So you're going to definitely need to rev up the speed.
Okay, I was going to ask.
Keep going higher.
Go maximum.
Yeah.
I'm going full.
Nice.
I'm sorry, whatever happens from here on out, it's no longer my responsibility.
Okay, so what you want to do is whip your egg yolks until they start to go lighter in color.
They almost start to kind of look like a butter.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
like a fat spread, yeah.
Then we add our other wet ingredients, so vanilla essence, a tiny bit of milk, and we have our classic spread over here, all the way together. And then we add our flour and our bit of baking powder.
All right, this is actually starting to come together.
Is it?
Beautiful. Okay,
Nice.
now we're starting to get little peaks there. And we talk about a dessert classic. Clover Classic is a classic in itself. Ideal, versatile fat spread that really can be used daily for spreading, for cooking, and obviously for baking. We use it every day.
Yes.
In this recipe, of course, oh, look at those peaks. It's coming on nicely. You can either incorporate it at room temperature or melt it for a smoother consistency. But how's that?
Great. Thank
Ta-da!
you. And while I'm folding this in, we have our TV magic moment right over there with an already semi-rolled one. So what you want to do is once you've mixed everything together, you've baked it, and you've lined it on your tray, when it comes out the oven, you want to flip it upside down onto a clean tea towel, please.
Okay.
And then pre-roll it up so that that shape
So when
is
it dries in
pre-established.
that
Yes.
shape, that's so
And
clever. Okay, I get that.
So if you kind of unroll it, you'll see that there are a few crack lines in the middle. Don't stress too much about that, because that will be in the middle.
That'll
so
be
you
in
can
the
disguise
center.
that
Okay.
by the rest of the
and
roll.
bearing in mind, we are obviously doing this in stages out of time that you would
Yes.
normally be doing it. So I get that. Just, be forgiving. As forgiving as this recipe is to you, be that forgiving to us. Beautiful icing. What's gone into our icing?
We have some cream cheese, a little bit of icing sugar, some vanilla. There's sour cream in there too.
It looks beautiful. So can I just spread it on the inside now?
Yes,
It's
go
not
for
right?
gold.
Beautiful.
There's also a palette knife there if you want to pretend like
I know
you're
what I'm
bougie.
doing.
Yeah.
Get that, yeah.
Okay, go for gold.
I'm gonna
Just
go.
the whole entire thing.
I'm gonna do it. Oh, this looks amazing. And the cape's, the texture seems nice and light.
It is so good.
Airy.
I'm always a fan of an airy cake.
Yeah. You're an airy chick, man. Yeah, we're just airy people. That's why we love these things. Okay.
Okay, and you can just incorporate all the little lumpies, and then we pour it onto a tray and bake it in the oven at 170 degrees Celsius.
170.
Yes. Slightly down from our usual baking temperature, which
Why
is
is that?
180. You don't want it to burn or cook too quickly on the outside. And it's a very quick bake because it's so thin. There we go.
I love this. So
That's
if you-
my end.
What's quite cool about this, if you've got like some guests coming over, you've got a little party on the way, you need to do some stuff. Love it.
Look at you!
Okay, I haven't put the berries on the inside.
No,
I
no.
suppose you could, hey.
You
Ta-da.
could definitely slice it up.
And then dust it with a little bit of that.
Boop. Wow,
What I'm loving, you could have a little bit of fun with this. So if you know your kids love like a peppermint crisp kind of lining, you can go with that, or maybe a bit of caramel, have a little bit of fun. My son absolutely loves strawberry jam, so maybe mix a little bit of that kind of vibe with the cream
or
cheese.
custard. We could use some classic custard. You just thicken that up. put
Oh,
that in there.
please, 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 if you're going to do it, you got to show us pictures. Post those pictures.
Sorry.
Did you just throw a berry away? Really simple to make. We've just proven it. Buckets of flavor, and I think as a jumping off point, you can take this anywhere. But of course, if you missed any of these simple steps, take a look at this. Yay, well done, little kid.
Made with love by Clover. Only you can make my day.
He has no idea where he is right now. It's a mountain somewhere, and we love it. We are continuing with our deep dive into virtual reality. Grant is taking a look at Horizon, Call of the Mountain. If the mountain didn't give it away. Brand new game for the PSVR 2. And this is the latest tech we are talking, and it feels like a pretty bold step in a beautiful direction.
Yeah, let me actually show you, because like now I'm inside the VR world. I don't have my headset on, so I can hear you.
For sure.
And I can see everybody. But let me just show you. So this is Call of the Mountain. It is in the same universe as Horizon Zero Dawn, which is obviously a PlayStation property.
For sure.
And there are all these puzzles that we can do. So I'm gonna pull out an arrow. This is my bow and arrow, and then shoot things along the way.
Nice.
And then I can walk around. So check this out. I don't know what this is gonna look like on TV, to be honest.
It's gonna be hilarious.
We're on the edge.
Great.
Can you see this precipice? Can you
Yes,
see what
I can see it.
Can you
You're
see what
making
I'm
me-
seeing? Okay.
As a parent, I'm like, no, don't. What are you doing?
So I can actually look underneath
Don't you
here.
dare. I will smack your bum.
Oh,
Don't you dare.
Oh, there. Okay.
That is crazy.
I was outside
Does it
the
feel like that? Do you feel that vertigo when you peer over the edge like that?
Yeah, like, I mean, it depends on how immersive it is. But so you can either walk forward, so like I'm walking around here, which is obviously not practical in people's lives, or I can use the analog stick and move forward. And in this case, I'm just gonna climb. Actually, wait, there was something very cool I wanted to do over here. See this little hammer over here?
Yes, I do.
So I can like pick this hammer up. Oh, I'm just
Okay.
gonna correct
Strong
you.
enough. Here we go.
Am I strong enough?
Your virtual muscles.
Oh, I'm not strong enough. I have to pick up with both hands. That's interesting.
Bang
And
the
I gotta-
gong.
Let's bang
Do
this
it.
gong.
Dong, dong. There are virtual people complaining all over this mountain now. Like,
Actually, let's just like toss this over the edge. Can we do that?
you are so irresponsible.
Oh no!
Yes,
I might have needed that. Now it's gone.
Exactly.
But like, as you can see, it's just such an immersive space.
That being said, it looks like you are doing so much more than just picking up a bow and shooting. You have hands in this world.
Yeah, so like here, I'm climbing up a mountain, and which is really cool. So like, again, you can do things that you might not be able to do in real life, obviously, because this might not be an environment.
99.9% of you, and again, we stress, do not try this at home.
I'm gonna drop down here. Oh,
So
there we
all
go.
of this is wonderful. How long does it take you to come to grips with the realm, with the reality, before you can start sinking your teeth into the game?
Look, it's something to get used to VR, but it is a way of playing that I think a lot of people have desired for a very long time.
For sure.
And having experiences like this, games that are like Tomb Raider, that I can actually like solve puzzles with in this world.
The stuff.
You need the games to be able to enjoy these experiences, right?
And they've got to get it right, yes, because a little bit of a little hiccup here or there, you know, some kind of glitch in the matrix, it's going to stand out so much more.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and you want to be a part of this world, you know? Oh, look at that.
Okay, so explain, you're on point with your bowman skills are beautiful. So why do you need these skills? Why are you sat on the side of a mountain throwing things off? What's the story
The
here?
Horizon universe. Sorry, I feel like I'm in the room here.
Yeah.
Can you see it? Hi, sorry.
How's it?
How's it? I'm just going to step out here. This actually makes me feel better.
Gold.
So you're in this world called Horizon. It's actually in the future, but think about it. Robots have taken over. See that over the mountain over there? Can you see that huge structure? There's very little wildlife left. There's a couple of birds around, but most of the wildlife actually consists of these robots that have kind of taken over. And we've kind of gone back to the Stone Age in a sense, where
so rebuilding civilization.
we're rebuilding civilization. Can I pick up this rock? No. Yeah. We're rebuilding what? We're rebuilding civilization using this old technology, but we actually don't understand technology very well because time has taken so far away. And obviously, that's the Horizon universe.
Yeah.
When you play Horizon Zero Dawn, it's beautiful. You uncover all those secrets. This is another character in the universe, and it's... Ooh, I've got to pick up this key.
Oh, you got, that's important.
Yeah. Oh, look, here's an apple.
Oh, please have a bite.
Oh, wait, well, this is great. This actually blew my mind. Actually, just throw that away. This plate is a ceramic plate, Graham.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I dropped that one, but...
You are grounded. You're
I mean,
so in trouble.
This
Oh, my word, can you cut a rope with that ceramic?
Do you wanna, can I?
Why don't you see if you can hit the same poor robot that you hit with the hammer earlier with the...
Graham! Apple a day, Graham! Oh, I did eat it!
Oh, my word, he ate the apple!
Oh, my word, it's up!
Now you've got the energy you need to go and raise
Hold on.
more health.
So I'm gonna eat this.
This looks like the perfect game to take that VR, first few steps into VR. Is this a great, I know. simple minds, simple things. That's what all it takes to impress us. Is this the best first game to play on VR, do you reckon?
This is a great first game to play on VR. I think that if you are not familiar with VR, you might be a little bit motion sick when you play this.
Okay.
But there are lots of different kinds of experiences. There's a kayaking experience, like I said last time, which is very cool. Get rid of that.
Oh, then we get to combine motion sickness with VR sickness. That's great.
No, because, you know, one of the benefits of having something like kayaking is that you can sit down.
And motion you can anchor yourself,
and then you can just paddle and go to places like the Antarctic and the Northern Lights and tropical islands.
Oh, we've shown you can meditate. Thank you so much. You can meditate on the top of the Himalayas, or you can go on a mountain adventure and do these ridiculously silly things that we're doing to show absolute non-violence in this game. But it looks amazing. I'm going to drink my virtual tea.
I caught it.
That you just gave me. Thank you so much. Absolutely beautiful. VR ain't going nowhere. Grant is going to stick around. We're going to have a little bit more fun. That is amazing.
Cool. I'm going to move around here.
We go from VR headsets to amazing leg sets. A pair of quality leggings never goes unnoticed, and Ponte leggings are a seasonal staple that every fashionista needs. Now, here to show us just how versatile these incredible items are, we've got fashion and beauty editor Knox Mafu, who is always here at the helm of everything fashion. I mean, this is just who you are.
That's what I do.
You know, the great thing is that prior to this, we did some research on Ponte as a concept for leggings. And it was fantastic. It was.
Yeah, so please say the word for me. It's
Ponte de Roma.
Right. So that really speaks to kind of a blend between materials, right?
Exactly. So Ponte de Roma, the way it's developed in terms of the way it is designed, it actually means Roman bridge. So it's bridging two materials.
Right.
That's the thing.
And I know that it looks good. So that's the part I'm focused on.
It looks good.
It just looks good. So Ponte leggings are absolutely a fave for me. Now, I know a lot of the times people think, oh, leggings pants.
I had a debate the other day.
Yes.
And the debate was, are they pants? If you wear your leggings out in the mall, are they pants?
Have you seen these ones? So these Ponte leggings are absolutely incredible. And I'll tell you why they're so amazing.
I like the structure.
Exactly. Structure is actually the word. So it's so nice because it really actually snatches you. And what I love about these is that also if you're not in the mood for denim or like serious kind of pants that are going to keep you like kind of closed up, these are really great. They're versatile. And I love the fact that you can dress them up or down. There's a good seal and a good elastic for, you know, if you've had a big meal and you just need to like cover that up, you know. That tends to happen in winter. But these are really great. They're quite thick. So if you have a feel here, you can really feel like they're quite thick, they're quite durable.
Okay, this is what I love.
Right.
Flexibility.
Exactly.
And this thing, so I find that sometimes if the blend of your denim is not good enough, right, you can sit down and feel like you're shaping.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. And
some days you just want to be like, I just want to step up.
But what I love is that depending on how you style it, it can take a form of its own. So like we said, it feels good. It's great in terms of like warmth. There's a good structure to it, but the versatility of it actually is what makes it a star for me.
Well, let's look at the versatility. You've got some models, and I want to kind of have an idea of the way you'd structure them. So first and foremost, on your rack, I'm seeing a lot of different garments that will almost drape over the leg.
Absolutely. So literally, you've got the right idea. So ponchos are a big thing. You want a statement piece to kind of make noise. So versatility for me is about like, how do I get a capsule-like item like the Ponte leggings and I can wear them in multiple ways. So if I were to wear kind of a poncho like this, which is a statement piece, and I add this, we've got that versatility.
I love that poncho, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
That poncho is, it's like, it's comfort, but it's fash.
It's fashion.
It works so well. And look at this. Look at that
collar, but also, again, paired together, you're literally wearing the same thing, and it's a completely different outfit. You know, I love a Multon coat, and we can wear the polo neck, which we've spoken about as a basic that you need to have.
This is what I like. And you know what? I'm even thinking, I actually like leggings.
Yes,
I do.
They're comfortable.
Because they're really comfortable. And I think that wearing them with a coat, there's something about that too, which I do appreciate. There we go, puffer comes in.
What I really love is that it's a great item in terms of like transitional dressing. There are layers to it. You've got your polo neck, you've got your puffer. I mean, if you want to try something a little bit more luxe, we've got
there it is.
Play of kind of the scarf. We've got, you know, the pleather coming in, again, the polo neck, but again, the base was all here. So what I love about it really, if you were to accessorize it with boots or a bag, you really have something that, that's going to work.
I'll pick that up later, don't worry.
No, that's
actually, let's bring in some models, because then I actually want to see this in action. I want to see how the legging sort of it responds to the clothing as well. So let's bring in the models.
Absolutely.
Let's go here. There's the puffer look. I love this look.
The puffer look, I think it's so great. I think it's very practical, but also quite stylish. We've paired it with some boots here, ankle boots that just give it a bit of edge. But again, I love the way that it kind of contours her body. She's warm and comfortable, but the puffer and the polo neck being a big focus there. So really, the leggings are actually what keep it together. She looks tight and right.
Tight and right.
Tight.
Sorry, hold on. Hold on. Is there a T-shirt that needs to be made?
Oh my
Thank you
God.
for being tight and right.
Honestly.
Woo.
But I think fashion moments here, and if she were to take off a layer, still looking really chic. And I think this is why these leggings are essential for any wardrobe.
This is great. Let's bring in another look over here because I'm having fun here.
Exactly.
Because we went from tight and right
to a wonderful chic poncho, which has also been kind of used, a belt there to kind of give it a bit of, you know, a figure there. Again, a great base with some, you know, boots. You know,
love it.
Now the knee high there, you're seeing a bit of it, but again, giving the outfit structure. She looks really chic. She can go for lunch, dinner. I really love the fact that these leggings have done two very different things for a different type of dresser, and still it's the, you know, the fundamental common thing.
Ponte leggings.
Ponte leggings.
This is revolutionary, and I think it's fantastic. Thank you. We've got
Can we
poncho, we've
settle
got
it now?
puffer, we've got it.
We've got it. Leggings. Can be worn and should be worn
As pants.
as pants.
We did it. That's what it is. So make room for the ultimate winter leggings this season. They can be dressed up or down, as you can see. Now shop the Ponte leggings and more at Woolworths, in-store, online, and on the app. And make sure it's tight and right.
Support your health journey with a good night's rest by winning an Edblow Queen Bed with 10,000 Rand. To enter, comment on the competition post on the Clover Crush Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram pages and tell us how winning this prize will help you unlock your 100%. Make sure you include the hashtag Crush in your answer. Competition closes on the 19th of March at midnight. T's and C's apply.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso on S3, and we got some more tech for you. In fact, we're focusing on virtual reality. And these tech segments are going to take you through all of the great games as well. Now, great strides are being made to make gaming feel more real and interactive. And we now have a look at our next game. I'm super excited because Star Wars, Tales from the Galaxy's Edge, a new game for the PSVR 2, is here. Star Wars, I'm freaking out because obviously I'm a big fan of Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, all of those series that are out. I'm a big fan.
You know, you and Graham are massive Star Wars nerds.
This is the
I
way.
was surprised. The first time we did a Star Wars thing on Expresso, Graham nerded out and lectured me.
What?
Yeah. So, I mean, it sounds like you would lecture me as well.
Not at all. I'm open-minded to virtual reality and Star Wars. Now, I did have a feel of a game very, very similar, but this is prior to another console having something that's a bit more physical. But I'm excited about this one. Take us through.
So this is Tales from the Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
We are playing a character. Firstly, this is not a brand new game.
Okay.
They have updated this for PlayStation VR 2. As you can see, we're on like a cargo ship inside outer space, and we have the benefit of doing this. We can now pilot this ship across the galaxy. It's going to crash in a planet called Batu, which is out here. You know about Batu. Tell me about Batu.
Batu is...
Am I saying that correctly?
No, that's true. That's true. Jedi connected, but this is fantastic.
What do you mean Jedi connected?
Just Jedi connected Batu. I mean, these are the outer rim planets as well. I'm not going to nerd out completely. I want to focus on the fact that you are pressing buttons, walking through doors, and as I said, I recently watched The Mandalorian. In fact, I'm on season 3 now, and this is the type of art direction. Like, all of the art direction in this is the same.
Yeah, so you've got this ability to teleport, which is great, because a lot of these games do make people motion sickness, or you don't have a space like we've got in the studio.
Yes.
So I can go like, I want to teleport down here if I want to, and do this. This one's,
yeah, it says, but
no, there we go. So,
there we go.
But then I can pick up like objects and then use them. But if you are into Star Wars lore, you will really appreciate this. So these are, it's like, I've got like tools that I could use to, and this is my tool belt. Sorry, I must look like a real fool.
No, this is...
Is this your kind of jam?
I'm freaking out a bit because if I can do this, all I want is a lightsaber and I want to save the galaxy. That's what I want to do.
Okay, so here's the problem with this game. It's great. You get to experience the universe, the Star Wars universe, but you only get to play as a Jedi very late on in the game and through DLC that wasn't actually in the original.
But why? I'm actually wondering why is that? Because even the other game that I mentioned on a different console also kind of left the Jedi stuff for way later in the game. Well, is it a bit of like time spent playing strategy from the game company?
Well, you don't want to be the most powerful person in the universe all the time, right?
Okay.
Like, you got to work your way up there.
Yeah.
I wonder how I get up here. So I've got to like I've got to climb up here. Oh.
And I suppose that there are so many entry points into the Star Wars universe, so to speak. So in terms of what you've seen from this story, you seem like somebody who's just working, you know, for the Resistance. And
yes.
And
then when you hit the... Ooh. You made me break this.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm trying to fix an intergalactic spaceship. We're going to crash because of you. It's all your fault. Save the universe. You can't even like help me fix a ship. And you want to hold it.
There you go.
I can't even use this, and you want to hold a freaking lightsaber. Listen, you know, you gotta work your way up the chain. Okay?
I feel proper reprimanded because I just want to be a Jedi. Okay.
I need this thing. What goes in here? You know the universe.
What is it?
I don't know.
Just put in a galactic spark plug.
No!
That's what it looks like.
Can't do that. But it's great. It's cool to be able to experience the Star Wars universe in a very creative and new way.
Oh, man. But I'm looking forward to games like these, especially with these universes. You want to be...
You should have told me about these.
Sorry. Okay, we're going to continue investigating here, but I think it's a game that will explore the Star Wars universe in the best way possible. And we got something else, because we are about to explore a universe, a bit of a challenge in the kitchen. What do we have there, Graham?
Oh, buddy, have you ever heard the saying, I can do it with my eyes closed? We all agree that baking is, yes, a precise science that needs some common sense, often where I fall down. And in today's case, your senses. So let's take a look at this particular TikTok challenge that we love.
And 2 minutes. Free Hold this. Don't drop it.
I didn't hear you. I'm gonna wash my hands. I don't know where I am.
That's olive oil. It says vegetable.
Olive is a vegetable.
have-
What is she saying?
Think about the oven.
Think about it.
Think about it.
What you told me.
Why are you getting mad at me? I can't hear you. Manifest.
I'm laughing this much just from imagining what they're going to do. The look on their faces. See, Michaela even knows, and she's even more trepidatious. The two of you, it's just going to be like any other day on the show, bro. It's just going to be insane hilarity, and I'm going to have a front row seat. So what we're going to be doing, okay, is creating something really simple, guys. You're just going to be making some cupcakes, okay? Nice batter, easy peasy.
No,
Gonna
no,
be
that's
icing.
icing.
I know, I'm joking. What you got to do is just ice those cupcakes.
Okay.
And they must look beautiful. They must look TV ready. But here's the thing. You're going to be operating as one being, okay? Where you're each going to be contributing a different sense. So I need to bring in our dungeon master. Lush, come in here, my friend. Dun, dun, dun. Can you see the evil glint
See, I
in his
told you
eye?
he's playing like Dungeons and Dragons.
See how happy he is right now?
I'm very happy.
Okay, so we're kind of deciding who needs to be who. So, Michaela, you're going to be the voice, okay? Which means you're going to be blind, okay? You
No.
Yes, you are.
You're deaf.
You're going to be taking the auditory. Oh, there we go. Okay, and that's out of the equation. You can't hear anything, okay? Can't hear anything yet.
Okay, wait, you have to turn it louder because I can still hear Graham.
I know my voice is a thing.
Loud.
I know.
Okay.
All right, so you talk quite a lot, so I think we should take your voice
So
out
I
of the
can't
equation.
see.
You can't talk.
Oh, you're going to take my voice away?
Yes.
You taping it in my mouth?
But
Double
why do I
taping
have
it.
to be blind? I know it's why am I the guy going to be blindfolded?
Double taping it. Because you talk a lot and quite loud.
What?
Double surety.
You're shouting.
Shram.
What are you doing?
My goodness.
Because it's for you, Carl.
What are you doing?
Blinding you. Ooh, the hair, ooh, the hair, ooh.
Oh, messing with the hair.
I can feel the tiny little part of my brain that can work things out. My logic, that going like, I don't know. All right, so you're going to have 2 minutes to make the icing and ice these gorgeous cupcakes. I don't know, whichever one of you can hear me right now is going to have to...
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Loud and clear.
All right, buddy.
Yes.
You are the voice.
Right.
Michaela.
So what do we do to just ice the cupcakes, right?
Okay.
Again, I can't help you at
Are we
all.
starting?
Okay,
Are we
so we're going to
starting?
start our challenge. In.
Where do we start? We don't know. Where do we start? What must I do? Okay.
Point him in the right direction.
Are we
Yes.
starting?
Go
Okay.
for it. Go, go,
Okay,
go.
So here's the bowl.
Okay, got it. Yes, yes.
And here's your butter.
Yes.
You want to put it in there.
Okay.
Oh, it's okay. And then there's
stuck
also
in,
some
God.
vanilla essence over there.
Some in
Put
the
that
bowl.
in there. Put them on.
Ah, look at that.
Grant is just taking
Then?
over.
Then what do you do? Okay, we. John can see that. Thank you. Yes.
Put it on faster.
Perfect.
Push it.
Just let me know what to do.
There, go,
The
go, go.
pain
Okay,
in his
listen,
eyes
listen.
at
Am
not
I
being able to
existing?
talk
Sorry,
right now.
Sorry.
Am I allowed to do this?
Where are we going?
Carl must do it.
We didn't hear you.
Oh, there you are. Hi.
What is happening? Okay, there's still lumps in here.
All three of you have to be involved, Grant.
No.
You can't leave a man behind.
Okay, cool. You get to fill the piping bag.
Okay, yes. Oh, yes, okay. Let me just find the...
Okay, never mind. No, never mind. Grab
Never
this
mind.
Why are you
pasta.
shouting? What?
I can't hear.
Why are you shouting?
Okay.
It's fine. Why are you shouting?
Stand by for 10.
Stand by for 10. 10's coming. Just
Show her. Someone show her that you got 7, 5, 4, 3,
Go.
2, 1. It's almost perfect. And perfect. Perfect. Time's up. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Grant, you're not allowed to take your muzzle off for the rest of the show. The rest of you can take your things off now. Unbelievably frustrating. No, you can take your muzzle off. Can I give you a hand there? Because
Grant
you've
was
got...
the funniest
I'm sorry.
though.
I'm like you, buddy. It's like if I have an issue with my microphone, it's torture for me not to be able to talk. You guys are amazing. Just look what you done created. Look at it, guys. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, man, I'm so proud of this team here. And that's how you do it on TV, okay? No matter how good or bad your
That one
senses
actually was
are
really good.
with Clover Classic for spreading, cooking, or baking, it will be scrumptious. And you can eat it literally off the table. Like, look at that. Wow. Have a taste.
Clover's range of margarines and spreads. Classic spread. Mama Bake.
Margie, how do you know what we like?
I know someone who knows.
Spread the Margie love.
Made with love by Clover. Only you can make my day.
This is nothing. This is just who we are.
Alfredo!
Dai, go Alfredo.
We date Italian.
So, Florence.
We drive Italian. Living la dolce vita. And now you can see, that's what it is. Gatle, gatle. We're Italian.
Perfect!
That's why I was pizza. I'm Italiano. And we always eat Italian. Every day. Fetis and mornings. Bravo to you.
Join the bank that's best for your money. Nedbank. See money differently.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Woo! Okay, got to get out of the virtual world and back into the real world. We had a lot of fun there. And we are having an incredible time on Express. I hope you are having as good a time. We've got Robin Peters in the studio. Give it up, give it up. And I hope that you guys are having as much energy. We're giving that energy over to you. Carl, hope you got some good news for us.
I have news. I'm not sure if I can gauge it, but let's start off. All right, nationally, let's start there. Now, gender equality is everyone's business, and these were the words spoken by Dr. Precious Motsepe, co-founder and CEO of the Motsepe Foundation at the Johannesburg Stock Exchange yesterday, where the Ring the Bell for Equality celebrations were held to commemorate International Women's Day, a global day celebrating the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women. The event was held in conjunction with the stock exchanges of Angola and Namibia. Challenges women face were highlighted, and the World Economic Forum's Global Gender Gap report says it will take another 108 years to reach gender parity. Now, the Minister of Electricity, Kosiensho Ramakgopa, says he will focus on reducing the frequency and intensity of rolling blackouts. He has warned that failure to urgently address the country's electricity crisis will have catastrophic consequences. Ramakgopa says he intends working directly with power plant managers to help resolve technical energy issues. He will also work with Eskom and other stakeholders on the urgent implementation of the Energy Action Plan. Now, on to international news. Tens of thousands of people have taken part in protests and strikes in Greece in a show of anger over last week's train crash, which killed 57 people. Now, riot police used tear gas on a group of demonstrators in Athens and Thessaloniki, and some of whom hurled petrol bombs. The government has been accused of mismanagement after the head-on collision between a passenger train and a freight train on the 28th of February. And Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis is under mounting pressure to resign over the country's deadly rail crash. That's on record, in fact, the deadliest on record. Now, M23 rebels in the Democratic Republic of Congo, the DRC, have declared a ceasefire in the war that has raged over the past couple of years, in fact, many years in the eastern part of the country. This follows engagements led by Angola's president, João Lourenço, who is also the African Union's champion for peace and reconciliation. The rebels said their decision was to pave the way for political process to take place. They have lauded all the regional leaders and international partners who have made efforts to listen and understand their problems. Now, it may not be the month of love no more, but this story is just too romantic not to share. Now, Dory Taman, manager at Riverside Cemetery in Marshalltown, Iowa in the USA, noticed Blossom, the goose, who resides there, in a pond. It was acting a bit funny and spending hours staring at herself in reflections of tombstones ever since her mate Bud had succumbed. So Taman decided to lend a hand. He posted on Facebook for a lovely widowed goose, youthful, adventurous, and lively, seeking a life partner for companionship and occasional shenanigans. It worked like a charm, and Debbie and Randy Hoyt responded. They had a goose, Frankie, a widower, needing company. So the three humans set a date, and the rest is, as they say, history. Blossom and Frankie's eyes met. There was immediate chemistry, and they ambled over together and haven't left each other side since. Now, the saying goes, there's a lid for every pot, but maybe you just need a matchmaker to find your true love. It is a beautiful story, and I thought I'd leave you with that. So that's it for news for now. Another update in 1 hour. Let's take a look at the sporting action. Here's Graham.
Let me be the first to say to the happy couple, enjoy your time together. Let's kick off our sports report. That was for my son, I just had to. Let's start with cricket. Brilliant performance by Aiden Markram and Tony de Zorzi. They both struck big half-centuries, and I think they will prove to be vital half-centuries for South Africa. But the West Indies, they roared back into the game after tea, as they seemed to do, to grab 5 wickets as the home team were pegged back for 311 for 7 on that first day of the second test. So Markram played superbly for his 96, but he will be so frustrated to have dropped before that century yet again. While the more gritty de Zorzi also was on incredible form. He struck his maiden test half-century before being dismissed for 85, but he showed a lot of heart with that knock. The West Indies, they repeated their performance on the first day of the opening test at Centurion when they bowled poorly for 2 sessions before just recovering their discipline and really turning on the heat. So that set the scene for today's play, and we'll eagerly await that. But this news on the cricketing front has got South Africa buzzing, and with good reason. The initial disappointment of missing out on the inaugural Women's Premier League in India has been tempered with some good news for Proteas batter Laura Wolvaardt. So with Australia's Beth Mooney now forced to withdraw from the Gujarat Giants squad due to a knee injury, Wolvaardt, the highest run scorer at the recently completed T20 World Cup, has underpinned that, becoming her replacement. And Wolvaardt will now fly to India from Pakistan, where she was participating in PCB's Women's League exhibition matches for the Super Woman. She is on fire. Then on to football. They march on to the quarters. Bayern Munich, well, they looked at every part of their credentials. They cruised into the quarterfinals of the Champions League as they condemned Paris Saint-Germain to another last 16 exit. It was Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting who swept home just after the hour mark for the hosts against his former club, with Serge Gnabry adding the gloss to a very professional display late on in that fixture. Then the other clash on the night saw Spurs and Milan play out to a 0-0 draw as the Italian champions made it to that last 16 for the first time in 11 years after a 1-0 aggregate victory. Christian Romero was sent off for spells, which really was the deciding factor. I think while Milan's goalkeeper, he stepped up, Mike Magnan, he made a brilliant stoppage time save to see his team through. Then on to rugby news. Former Springbok fly half Louis Kuhn has now been appointed as interim head coach of the Springbok women's team for their tour to Spain later this month. So Kuhn has the credentials, currently SA Rugby's high performance manager, and he succeeds Stanley Robenheimer, whose contract has not been extended as of last year. So Kuhn has now coached the country's premier women's team before and on an interim basis. That was when he took the national select 15 side to the UK in 2017. That was a big first step as SA Rugby restarted their Springbok women's program. And he has also recently been working with the squad, which was announced last week. He is definitely the right man for the job, and we are behind you and the team every step of the way. But that's where we leave our sport for now. Let's get you to work safely. Carl's got the latest on the traffic front.
Thanks, G. Let's start with traffic. And of course, Maryvale and KZN, I'm going to start you there. If you're still heading to work, there has been an accident with a truck on the N3 route south of Howick. Please approach that area with caution. And then let's head on over to Bloemfontein. In the Free State, there has been an accident with a truck on the N3 route south of Villiers. Please drive carefully this morning. It seems like a truck trend at the moment. And then Parow in Cape Town, there has been an accident on the N1 inbound at Plattekloof. All lanes are open. You can expect delays. Try not to rubberneck if you pass the area and keep things flowing as we head on to weather. Right, traffic done and dusted, weather time. Now, negotiators working on a legally binding UN treaty to end plastic pollution will need to be as ambitious as possible with the final document. That's the main takeaway from a new report by the Nippon Foundation released on Monday. The report modeled what would happen to plastic consumption in 19 G20 countries if 3 significant policy proposals were included in the treaty and found that they still were not enough to reduce consumption by 2050. There is no single solution to the pollution problem, the report editor Gillian Parker said, adding, we evaluated 3 solutions, and while they had some impact on the consumption of plastic independently, they failed to make a significant dent in reducing it. The major takeaway is that doing nothing is not an option. In a business-as-usual scenario, plastic consumption would nearly double by mid-century, from 2019 levels jumping from 261 to, listen to this, 451 million tons. Now, from plastic, we go on to the beautiful, gorgeous, and real sunrise views at 7 a.m. Miriam started you off in KZN, capturing a beautiful pink sunrise before she heads out to get some coffee. Then Emile Jones shared this blissful picture from Buccleuch. This looks like a little bit of a painting, if you think about it. And then Joy, out in Newlands, snapping this shot from her bedroom window when she saw tones of red blazing through her curtains. So pretty. I feel like I saw that in the start of The Lion King. And then Avaria from Umhlanga, sharing her perfect view every day from the top of her apartment overlooking the city. What an incredible view, and what a beautiful apartment as well. If you have a sunrise view just like this, send it to me, please. 063-408-8863. I'd love to feature you in this weather segment on your Feel Good Breakfast show. But let's take a look at your temperatures all over South Africa, starting off with Polokwane, 17, rising to 32. Bombela, you wake up to 19, you're up to 31. Pretoria, looking good, 15 to 33, nice and warm. Stay hydrated, please. And then Johannesburg, 14, rising to 30 degrees Celsius. Now, Mai King, your turn. 15 is how you rise this morning. You thaw out to 32. Klerksdorp, 11 to 32 for you. Kimberley, 31 is your maximum, and your low is 12. Bloemfontein, as always, 8 jumping to 29. Now, Richards Bay, 22 to 32, so even a warm minimum for you today. Pietermaritzburg, you've got 20 on the cards. You go up to 31. Chances of some showers and some thunder too. Durban, you got 24 as a minimum, but you jump just 4 degrees up to 28 as a max. Mthatha, 17 to 31. And then East London, 20 is how you wake up. 28 is the high. Cradock, 11 to 33. Gqeberha, you've got 25 on the cards as a max from a minimum of 16. And then George, 14 up to 25. Cape Town, 14 to 18 with a 70% chance of rain today. Worcester, 11 to 22. Sutherland, 8 to 22. And then Uppington, a maximum of 34 degrees Celsius from a low of 15. That's it for the temperatures for the day. I'm so glad you're starting with us, and guaranteed more entertainment rising those temperatures, especially around the TV area. Here's what to expect.
Thanks, Carl. Listen, you might know her from TikTok. You might have your phones out at the same time, but this is Lachelle. Lachelle, what's happening?
I'm nervous.
Are you nervous? Are you excited to be on TV?
I'm excited, but still very nervous.
I hope my energy is contagious. I'm going to give it over to you. If you guys are watching this, thank you so much for being here. We'll be back straight after the break with some great home renovations that you're going to be showing us, right?
Yeah.
Are they good?
I think so.
Okay, well, she thinks so, we think so. See you after the break.
Hey, what's that? This is Octifex, a new accessible platform to trade Forex on global markets.
Cool. What's a Forex?
It's short for foreign exchange, trading currencies.
Buy low, sell high. Score points, right?
Exactly.
What's leverage?
It's like you got cool friends. They vouch for you, and you can trade it big.
Precisely.
So basically it's an app where you learn and trade, and it's safe, and it looks good.
That about sums it up here. Octifex, trading made clear.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Woo, this is going to be fantastic. I mean, when it comes to your room, I just hope that you are ready for your feel-good breakfast show, giving you things to elevate your room without breaking the bank, thank goodness. Now, Game has got you when it comes to unbeatable deals. So you can achieve an affordable new and improved room with an elevated look. And here's to share this game-on approach to room renovation is influencer Lachelle Aldrich getting ready to be inspired. Now, you were saying, Lachelle, that you used to just having a camera on, you know, phone there and in your room, but now you're on national television. It's a bit of a different ballgame, isn't it?
Quite something.
It's just, don't worry. Like, we're gonna chill with it, we're gonna vibe with it, and that sort of thing. But, you know, the Game is telling, you know, South Africans that there's always room for improvement, of course, but at the same time, you don't have to break the bank, you know?
Yeah.
We just kind of we're vibing with it. We're just relaxing with it, and that's the most important thing. So for you, renovating and like upscaling a room a bit, like what are some of the strategies you use to just make things look a little better than what they are right now?
Honestly, for me, the basic thing was just like sorting out the clutter because we get so many PR drops and then I get lazy with like opening them in the moment. So I kind of just chuck them in my office.
Okay.
Ours office, now kind of just the crap room. And I've changed that into, I think, like something beautiful.
And that's fantastic. The unboxing, it's tough, eh? So lots of cardboard, lots of wrapping, lots of like, dear Lachelle, please accept this.
So hard.
You know, it's so hard. Come on now. Okay, but let's unbox your ideology around like sort of like updating. And I'm sure you've tucked into the new range Game.
Yeah.
Any favorites that have popped up over there that you've been unboxing?
Ooh, the Rust-Oleum like spray paint is so cool because I love finding like really affordable secondhand things, and so that spray paint can really help to just like give it new life and color and fun, as opposed to like the old rusty thing that I bought on Marketplace.
That's,
so I really love that.
Very true. Is there any sort of other things that have popped up that you think that could be cool additions just to make things look a bit more, I mean, obviously the clutter's out of the way now, but you know, sometimes you want to walk into a room and there's that word feng shui. And you want to kind of add a bit of, you know, something there. So with games, you know, the home range, have you seen some items that we can add besides, you say, the spray paint? Is there anything else that stuck out?
For me, the thing that really worked for the room was just like adding soft finishings. Like I literally had no curtains, no blinds in this bedroom. It was like, it was a serious dump room. So just adding blinds and curtains made such a big difference to make it feel like you could actually be in that space and feel comfortable and someone's not like watching you while you're changing.
Yes. Although, if you think about it, you could take all the boxes that you've unboxed as well, knitted them together and created a window. Come on!
Exciting, so beautiful.
Although you look like an abandoned factory, let's be honest, but it's fine. But I know that you're also running a competition at the moment. This is what a little birdie told me. I'm not stalking you, but
happening.
I saw it's happening. That there's a 2,000 Rand game voucher that people can win. Now, how do we get involved with that? Because I'm interested.
I have a video that's coming out, 2 videos that are coming out tomorrow. So you have to go on my TikTok profile and leave a comment telling me what you would want to do in your room, like what you would be able to do in your house, like what room you would make over, what you want to do, what you would buy, maybe even, and you can win a 2,000 Rand voucher.
That's great. I'm actually on that right now. I mean, I could answer it. Maybe you can consider me for the competition. I'd actually try to work my... Oh, it's fine. That's okay. Okay, but you should go and follow. Okay, so can you give us the handle, please? So we're just gonna confirm.
It's Lachelle Aldridge. You're gonna have to figure out how to spell
it. No, you have to spell it out. Come on. Okay, you know what? I got it on screen because I'm proactive.
Ooh,
yeah, that's right. I did that in Word earlier, and I used word art. That's great. Look at me go. Come on. I deserve the voucher too. But Lachelle, thanks so much for being here. And I mean, you're fantastic. We've seen your work on TikTok as well. Right. And positive affirmations. I love the fact that you did that. You are fantastic. So do follow Lachelle. Number 1 is learn how to spell a name. Number 2 is make sure you enter the competition. Now that you've got your inspo for your room improvement, what's the first thing on your game shopping list? That's the question I have for you. Now remember, you can compare prices with their Price Beat Promise, which offers a 10% refund on the difference in price on any item you've purchased. If you find it cheaper at a competitor within 21 days of your purchase, hear this, you're guaranteed a price beat on that item. Store opening hours, Monday to Friday, 9 to 6, Saturday, 9 to 5, Sunday and public holidays, 9 to 4, so you can get what you need. And you need to get game.
Thank you so much, Carl. Time now to focus on the family. And I have no doubt that you have a perspective on what we're about to talk about because we've all lived through the human condition. Now, numerous studies have found that parental separation and divorce is associated with a range of negative outcomes, especially for younger children in that developmental phase and even for adolescents. So today's panel discussion is based on the upcoming release of what looks like a very emotive movie playing in this space titled The Son, starring Hugh Jackman and Anthony Hopkins. Perfect custodians for this kind of narrative. And the drama follows a family as it struggles to reunite after falling apart. Let's set the scene.
Nicholas hasn't been to school in almost a month.
I wanted to ask, how are you? Has something happened? You realize the school is talking about expelling you.
Can I live with you? You said you don't feel very close to people your age.
Your other son, he needs you as well.
And you're at work all of the time. Has he been able to talk about the divorce?
I've tried to be there for you. I've tried to give you strength. What's going on? Are you on drugs? You think you can just live your life doing whatever you feel like?
I don't know what's happening to me. I feel like a complete failure.
wasn't there for him.
There used to be so much joy in our family.
You give these big speeches about life, and then you abandon us.
I have the right to reinvent my life! Hello, son. You came to tell me what a good dad you are? What do you want? Applause? It's my little boy. I can't give up on him.
I think that's a little too close to home for a lot of people watching right now, and I want you to hold on to that connection because we are joined by an amazing panel of experts to help us understand what we have just seen and how we can apply that in our lives right now, hopefully for you. So please welcome registered counsellor Dr. Marianne Gush and clinical psychologist Slindile Mbata. I feel like we need about a 10-minute hiatus just to absorb what we've seen. Terrifying when you see art echoing life in that way. Almost doesn't look like art anymore. On every level, something resonated there with me. I'm thinking about my own childhood. I'm thinking about my future with my own son, my daughter as well, but in particular, my son, because that's the connection I have in terms of what I need to leave with him. I'm the anchor. I'm the security in my family. What happens when you take that away? When that foundation is removed and nobody knows what's going on. Nobody knows quite how this is going to work out. We're probably all acting out because we're in pain, we're going through trauma. How do we approach this as a parent when looking to protect our child? Even if it's just triage in that moment so that we don't deal with this 20 years down the line. Marianne, do you want to save the world for us with this first one? How do we take that first step? Because I think this is a duality of couples having to step out of their own drama and also help their children. Where do we approach this from?
Absolutely. And I actually think as parents, the process of making your child a resilient human being starts long before trouble sets in.
Yeah.
So teaching your child how to express emotions appropriately, modeling good emotional behaviors and relationships from an early age, those are all important things to get in place before something hits the fan.
Sure, okay.
But once it hits the fan, I think the most important thing is to ensure your child is secure in the parent-child relationship. That is the greatest protective factor when it comes to shielding a child from such trauma.
Often we don't notice. I mean, we live in quite a, I use the term woke society now, where we are a lot more aware of these emotional triggers or disturbances in that. What are some of the signs that our younger children who can't articulate in the way that we need to might be going through those sorts of moments, being affected in that way? Because that's often what we need to drive this home, when a parent can see that their child is struggling. So what are those warning signs?
Yeah, well, it depends on the child as well. So sometimes, you need to take into account what is the usual temperament of the child. So sometimes what we'll find is that children who are more withdrawn, they can start to act out. And sometimes you find that a child who's been really happy and, a sort of happy-go-lucky child starts to kind of, withdraw a little bit more into themselves. So it's such a destabilizing thing when a family separates, and you need to really pay attention to what happens to the mood of the child. Sometimes there's changes in eating patterns, but it really looks like a child processing a loss. So there's somewhat of a grieving process that does happen, and it doesn't matter how young the child is, they do feel that impact. So definitely the changes in mood, a lot of anxiety symptoms, and also just paying attention to usual behavior starting to look very, very different from the norm.
And if just taking that second to shift focus, you'll often see that. I want to talk about the language in just a moment that we need to use with our children. But please, we want to hear from you as well. How do you resolve conflict in your family? 063-408-8863. Please, if you've got some insight that can help us right now, drop us a voice note. We'll continue in a moment.
This is nothing. This is just who we are.
Alfredo! Dai. Alfredo.
We date Italian.
So, Florence.
We drive Italian. Living la dolce vita. And now you can see that's what it is Gahle gahle, we're Italian. That's why I was pizza. I'm Italiano. And we always eat Italian. Every day. Fetis and mornings. Bravo to you.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for rejoining what is proving to be a very rewarding conversation right now, especially if you're a family going through this. Family separation, we know, can be massive, and we brought in the experts to discuss family separation and the negative effects thereof. This is ahead of the release of the movie The Son. And of course, we've got clinical psychologists Lindile Mbata and Marianne Gashia to discuss the sensitive topics. Marianne, I left that conundrum with you. The language. We forget the children have the emotions that they don't get when they're older. They already exist. Now they've got to navigate them without a rule book or toolkit. How do we help them build that toolkit when discussing something like this? What is the language we use, especially with younger children?
Yeah, it's so important because one could say there's no hard and fast rule for 5-year-olds. This is the language you use, or for a teenager, this is the language, because every child is different. So firstly, consider your child's own development, their own personality, where they're at, what else is going on in their lives before starting the discussion. But I think it's also good to preempt the child's fear. And the greatest fear for a child when parents separate is, what if it's about me? Am I being neglected, or am I being abandoned? So addressing that in the way you talk about it is so important. So for example, something like, we as partners, we've decided we're not happiest together anymore, but the love we have for you as our child will never change, and as a constant, and we are both still your parents.
Yeah, and you are the most important cog in this machine.
Absolutely.
It's crazy that we look back, and I suppose you get to my ripe old age, and you start to see these patterns as they play out, which makes these hugely rewarding. So thank you so much for whatever therapy is going on in this space. But I can now look back and see where there were gaps. Missing a father figure, and I think a big focus on this, and where we left that chief antagonist, Nicholas, you could see him grappling with those issues later on in life. Slee, what are the signs? Because I was lucky to have beautiful male figures in my life, but there were still gaps in that space. Now that I'm starting to understand, what are those signs that you might need to fill that gap? What can we look out for in the development of a child that's missing a father or mother figure, for that matter?
Yeah, well, you know, I think, again, as Marianne was saying, a lot of things need to be taken into consideration when you look at specifically your child. You will know what your child is like. So it's very important to sort of think about what your child is interested in, what it is that they like doing.
Their mode,
and yes, and how they are also interacting with other children, you know, or even other people in the family. How are they building certain relationships? So when you start to see certain difficulties emerge in certain relationships, sometimes they might have difficulties making friends, relating to peers. And that's because they might have missed some of these essential things in building a relationship. I think we saw in the movie where they were talking about how that young boy was struggling with his peers and making friends.
And because building a relationship as a guy with other guys and as a girl with other girls, two completely different things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we need to look out for that, and we need to think about how it's manifesting.
I love that. So we are putting it to you guys, and I'm just trying to process now of what angle to approach this from the parent's perspective who is caught in this. How do we stop our own behavior so that we can be fully conscious of our children? If you have that answer, please phone us right now. Drop us a voice note if you've got anything to weigh in on. 063-408-8863. We are talking about family conflict, in particular divorce, and how to protect and shield and hopefully empower our children through that process.
We have great family here. Robin Peters is here. I mean, this person, it's like just, you are family. You're like a second cousin to me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, cousin. It's so good to be here this morning. Family, fam.
Look at us. We're the same. It's a Love Thing is now in its 247th edition.
Yeah. That's exactly it.
It feels like whenever I look at my timeline, it's like, it's a Love Thing, it's returned. I'm like, what, didn't you guys have one yesterday? All right, so it's back, but I mean, it is loved by the people, and you have to give the people what they want.
Exactly.
For anybody who's not seen It's a Love Thing, because I mean, you've caught at least one of the 300 episodes that's been out there.
Yeah.
What is it all about?
You know, it's about love, and it's about me being dramatic and bringing fireworks and drama and, you know, giving the people what they want.
Oh, yes.
You know?
Oh, yes.
So that's why we're on our 500 episode.
Yes, indeed, exactly.
And so
I believe you and Fast and the Furious are now competing.
Yes,
okay.
yes, we are. Yes,
Makes
we are. So I'm very excited about it. It's happening this weekend.
Oh, nice.
Some of the most amazing artists are joining us. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to hearing more as the show progresses, but I'm sure we need to move right on to a song called Move Right On.
Move right on. You know you wanna move right on. You know you wanna move right on. Say move right on. Right on, baby. You wanna move right on. You know you wanna move right on. Say move right on. Right on, baby. You wanna move right on. You know you wanna move right on. I want your love, but I cannot have your love. But I don't really wanna be throwing shade. Negativity, get out of my way. And everything you did to me was fine. But now I realize that I've got some issues too. I do wanna imagine if there wasn't no reason to hate me. Imagine if there wasn't no one left to find. I've been thinking about you, the way you make me feel, what you do. I've been thinking about you, my nightmares coming true, coming true. Move right on, right on, baby. Right on, right on. Say move right on, right on, baby. Right on, right on. Feeling like two shirts, just for one. I could get two. I'm turned up, catch me with the kick, yeah, we popping off. Let's net fire vibes on the bars. These shows opulence, cause I'm passing up the drama, no man. We've been through this over and over. Baby, can't you see the red flags? I put the tea in it for my menses. That's so easy, I'm not in me. Just believe if you go with me. I'm the last one you wanna cross. I'm not solo, no braces. Guess it's better up this way, yeah. Maybe you're not meant for me. I'm flying, I gotta leave. Do you know? Do you know? You know. Yeah, say move, move, move. Right on, babe. No, 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 no. Right on. Oh, say you wanna move on. Move on, move on. Right on. Right on. Say move, move, move.
Yes, man.
Yeah! Oh my word, it's a love thing. Please catch the 547th edition this weekend. Tickets are available right now. Robin Peters is not going anywhere. He's going to stay with this amazing band, incredible singers, and a drummer who was showing off. Stay right there.
Unlock your 100% this Wednesday evening as we meet an aspiring musician who dreams of performing on the big stage.
One thing that I want is to stand in front of a bunch of people and sing. That's all I want to do, nothing else.
Follow our Man Barnard's journey on Wednesday the 15th of March at 7:30 p.m. on SABC2.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to our panel discussion regarding family separation ahead of the release of what looks like the most emotional roller coaster, The Sun, in cinemas tomorrow. Deciding to divorce or separate is a very difficult decision and journey for parents, but even more so for children. And registered counsellor Dr. Marianne Gash and clinical psychologist Slindile Mbata are still with us to wrap up the discussion, but we've got someone who has sent through a voice note. This is anonymous. Let's hear what they've got to say.
Good morning, Expresso. I resolved my conflict with my family by teaching them the rules, no swearing, and respect each other in the house, and we pray together as a family. That's unresolved conflict.
Okay, I love that. Essentially, play together as a family, connect. I mean, we've made it our pray together as a family. Faith, what are those common threads that transcend the situational drama? Marianne, this is the journey of a boy, and obviously that's something I can relate to. In this space, especially those developmental years, how different is the experience of a boy and a girl, and how should we be approaching that in this triage phase, you know, in the heat of the fire?
One does not want to generalize,
Yeah.
but I think both experience the whole separation and divorce the same way. However, the way we socialize and teach
How it manifests is different.
our males and females does mean that how it manifests is different, exactly.
Okay.
So in boys, what's very often overlooked is anger or outbursts, moodiness, and boys are often, unfortunately, disciplined or say they're being naughty or they're being difficult.
Just
But it's
structure.
actually just an expression of what they're going through. With girls, it tends to be easier, not because girls are easy, but because we tend to allow girls more time to express how they're feeling. And we encourage them to share what they're going through.
They're more tools and as a result look more mature, so we'll have that conversation earlier, so I can see how that can knock on. So we are talking about The Son as a movie, as a beautiful, it looks like striking way of explaining this narrative, but I think where this is going to hit home is you're seeing it, and all of us teared up, let's be honest, that almost broke me just watching the trailer, so it's going to take a while for me to get through this film, I think. But hopefully that's going to spark people, if they might be too close to the problem in their own home, to see what effect this could have on their child. How do we make this less stressful when we ourselves are reaching?
Yeah.
How do we do that for our kids?
Yeah. I think, Graham, the important thing is, you know, sometimes we really need to, as parents, preempt, you know, some of the damage that can happen and see how do you start to mitigate that. And most importantly, start to have conversations. Start to have really tough conversations with your kids about how they're feeling, what they're going through.
About what you're going
About
through.
what you are going through. You know, the fact that you are, as a family, you are struggling, things are changing. How are they processing that? So I think a lot of this is you don't want to wait until the damage is done and you can see it. If you can, start to have those conversations, notice changes that are happening, even, you know, with your kids.
Ask for their advice.
Ask, absolutely. You know, so it's very, very important to try and understand and engage with your kids about the experiences that they are having, about the perspective that they have, and really understand, as you were saying, that they are emotional beings from very, very young.
They start with all the emotions, and then they've got to try and figure out how to use them.
And you're not doing damage by asking those questions. It actually does a lot more good to have the conversation than to avoid it, you know, hoping that you're protecting them by keeping quiet.
I suppose it's a form of denial. I suppose we all live in that space to some degree. I'm going to ask you for some final advice here, because I'm struggling in my own mind, because this does become a deeply personal journey for everyone, for every family. We know that we can repair relationships, so don't think for a second that it's too late for anybody. We can all heal, we can all repair, but I really love this notion of preempting those sorts of moments. That being said, someone who is going through a divorce right now, maybe just seeing or taking cognizance of their child's perspective is a way for themselves to gain perspective. What advice do you have for the parents, for them to strengthen themselves, to become more conscious when you are in the heat of battle, because it's rough?
That's such an important question, because we often lose sight of the larger perspective when we're in the midst of the battle, which it often turns into. So it's important to look after yourself and your own needs, make sure you have the support that is going to see you through this, but also realize that you are your child's main support. And how they get through this and navigate it depends almost entirely on you. So prioritize what is in the best interest of your child above and beyond your emotional and immediate needs in conflict in the home, because you want to protect your child.
It's a governor that can save your relationship, because you are co-parenting beyond this point. You need a powerful relationship, but there is an opportunity to learn, to teach your children, to deal with conflict, to resolve, to have resilience, to have patience. This is what life requires when they are adults. So don't see this as the worst thing that's happening to them, but an opportunity for all of you to transcend and move forward with your lives. just behave. Behave yourself. You're a grown-up. Look after your children, please, and nothing but love.
Attention all sweet tooths, this one is for you. Multicolored eggs are the ideal way to make a fantastical treat, perfect for any occasion, including Easter. Chef Clem is here to sweeten our day with not a brownie, no, not Fantasticals, no, but fantastical chocolate brownie cookies.
Why do people so quiet?
Sorry, man. No, it's okay. It's because it's you and I in this energy.
Right.
It's you and I. People are, they're sleeping. That's fine.
Before I begin, tell South Africa, tell them, I was today years old when I found out. Before I even talk about this,
I was
tell them.
today years old when I found out that a box of cones has with it impressions to allow you to present said cones. Observe.
Did you know that the Woolies cones, the sugar cones, when you actually get the box...
How did I not know this?
At the back, it's always been like that. At the back of the box are these little punch outs, and you punch them out. So what you do is you actually sit the box down, stand your cones in them, and you build your cones 6 at a time in front of...
Has it always been this way?
Always.
I just thought that it was a factory era.
No.
Oh.
There we go.
That's
I was
perfect.
today years old when I found out. Now, let's talk about Fantasticals.
Yes, please.
Most important things, 100%, say it.
What? Fantasticals. 100%.
Of Woolies chocolate is
Yes.
responsibly sourced cocoa. Better for the planet,
Thank you.
better for the farmer, better for you, okay? So that's where it all starts.
Great.
From there, Woolies have taken the magic of Fantasticals with that soft yet hard candy exterior, okay?
Yes.
The delicious chocolate and that signature jelly on the inside. That's the Fantastical. They've taken that recipe, the blueprint, and from there they've just gone, make it Fantasticaler. Look at the selection that we have right in front of us, okay?
I'm
and
trying my best.
latest edition, Fantastical ice cream. Have you seen it?
No.
It's right over there. Okay, I've lost it, but that's fine. You stay with me, South Africa. Fantastical ice cream, it's officially in stores now. And you like Woolies. Why would you like bring out Fantasticals just before winter?
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Because they know the best time to enjoy ice cream is in the winter.
Exactly.
When it's cold outside, when it's raining. Is it because it helps the ice cream last longer and just like stay firmer? We don't know. It's got to do with your... I think it's about all the taste. The way your mouth just takes in that cold flavor. He's not even here, but it's fine. It's in Africa. If you haven't tried this...
What is this?
It's delicious.
Where do you find this?
You know, Woolies have also gone a bit like scientific but experimental with it. They've taken chocolate brownie, put it on a stick, right?
Why would you do that?
Wrap it in chocolate, gild it with some beautiful Fantastical streaks and some more Fantasticals on the top. These are absolutely delicious. These are amazing. Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's I know we have other stuff to do because we have a whole recipe. Can we just get to the recipe?
But
I'm going
there's
to eat
so
this.
much going on, right? So
on.
what we're doing is we're taking Fantasticals and mixing it with more chocolate to make this cookie. So cocoa going in, sugar going in. Another thing, we all are just about educating the people. If you don't have an electric scale at home,
yes,
okay, did you know that the actual grammage is indicated at the bottom of the butter?
I did know that one.
But there's people out there that don't. So,
all right.
Now you know. Okay.
Now you know.
So, we need 115, yes, okay. That's 125 right there. So slice it open, and you want to have your butter soft, okay? So all you got to do is also, but maybe slice it when the butter's still firm. Right.
That makes sense.
Then
Otherwise,
let it
you get that very soft slice that you did there now.
There we go.
Great.
So, Carl, while I'm adding this, can you add the oil?
Okay, you're in the oil.
And you're going to add an egg for me?
Oil and an egg.
One hand. There we go.
Oh, why are you doing this to me, this one-hand egg thing for you?
Because Zoe set the standard. Zoe set the standard, and now we can no longer...
You're going to get shell in this if I do one hand. Do you want some oil in there?
Yeah, we got
oil goes in.
And this is a nice, simple recipe. It's like my kind of baking. Just put everything into the bowl and just mix it, and you can do it by hand. One egg, one hand, one man, one challenge.
You see?
It's fine. You know what?
That's
be
it.
Safe.
Thank you. I'd like to be safe because I don't want you to have extra brownie crunch. I'm trying to make this fantastical. Come on.
Fantastical. Then I'm gonna...
Great.
There we go. We gotta serve. We want you to serve in the flour and the baking powder. You can do that together. On guard. So you've got... Yo, that's...
I'm sorry. Did you take offense? I'm just asking for a friend. What? Sorry, yes.
Flour.
But already that's looking like there's
Delicious.
moisture. There's just lots of richness, moisture. I can tell that there's going to be a lot of flavor. and I'm not ready for this. What else do you need to put
I
in
need
there?
you to sieve in the flour and the baking powder. The baking powder is going to give you that slight lift.
Okay.
This is one biscuit. When it comes to baking it, you can at home decide, do you want fudgy, gooey, ooey, like a biscuit, like a really dense brownie, or do you want a more cakey type of texture? The difference is a 5-minute bake. So the recipe that we have gives you that type of texture, which we'll give you a close-up of in a second. If you want it a lot more ooey, gooey, and fudgy, just bake it 5 minutes less, okay?
Do you know what song's in my head right now? I can buy my own flour. Sorry, I just had to do this. Oh, what do you do? What's the hack for that? There's always those...
If there are any, like, just...
Caramels.
Yeah. They just give it like a little shimmy, shimmy, shimmy.
The shimmy shimmy. Is that what it's called? The
Shimmy,
baking
shimmy.
term?
Baking powder for that body, for that lift. Vanilla, and you know what we said now? When the recipe says 1 teaspoon, add 2, add 3.
All right.
Dip. There we go. Okay, Carl, now.
I'm going to clean our station because I'm that type of guy.
I like it, I like it. You want to get
There
your...
we go.
And then when you're done with that, you want to get your gloves on?
Yes, indeed.
When last have you... Okay, never mind. Never mind.
When last have I watched Chef Clem?
When last have you put on surgical gloves?
I put them on quite often, actually,
That's why I
as
was
often
like,
as I can.
I don't know where it's going to go, let
That's
me
it.
not.
No,
Okay.
because it's important to... Look, I would say that it's so important. If you are going to embark on anything that would mix 2 ingredients, that I would say wear a glove because it's the right thing to do.
It's the right thing?
Be safe.
No.
South Africa.
Okay. Yeah, so like what Carl's trying to say, when you work with beetroot.
Yes, that's what I mean.
When you work with turmeric.
Yeah, you don't
when
want
you work
that
with
to-
cocoa. You don't want it to...
You want to make sure that, especially... And also, if you're baking late at night, you're going to want to put a glove on. Or 2.
So
right.
what Carl's trying
yes.
to say is, if you get the midnight cravings for chocolate
That's
brownies,
what I'm saying.
these cookies are amazing
That's
to
what I
make
meant.
because the batter can actually freeze. So all you have to do when you get the chocolate craving late at
That's
night,
correct.
take it out the freezer,
Yes,
and then
exactly.
you're good to go. Okay,
Because think about it. The important thing is that, oh, was I grab that?
Actually, you know what? The batter's perfect. All I want you to do is do a saucy, make saucies, and just kind of pull it together.
Saucy, and then, oh, you want to pull this thing together?
Yeah, just
okay.
remember when you actually bake it, it's going to spread out by itself.
Okay.
So which is perfect.
So you want to just kind of get the bol. You want me to make bolas? There you go, bolas.
Yeah,
Perfect.
So you're doing a great job. Apparently, Robin Peters is a big fan of Fantasticals.
That's fine. Apparently, Robin Peters also always wears gloves.
I know.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I want to know. Hey.
Good.
We're so busy, man. Hello.
That's fine. That's fine, Robin. But Robin, come back. Robin, come back. You're not done. You're not done.
Shame, man.
So, okay,
you know.
Robin, can I get the ice cream?
Yeah. No,
Have we still got the scooped ice cream? Here we go. Yeah. So you can actually pick whatever you want.
Oh, that's great.
And you too. You too. And you too. So what I'm going to say is, these cookies are absolutely amazing. If you want to bring them, if you want to add a little bit of flavor and fun to them, pop them in the microwave for 15 seconds.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Here's what I'm going to do.
Done and dusted. I'm cleaning the station because I'm that guy.
You do it.
Yes.
Robin, my hands are clean.
Okay.
Okay. So we do this thing and we take a very emotional bite.
Okay.
Okay?
Emotional bite.
And then we look into the camera.
Okay.
And then, Carl, can I get your big spoon?
Hey, you want?
Big spoon.
You always want to be the big spoon with me.
Yeah, it is. And then I want you to look into the camera and I want no words, only eyes and emotion. I want you to connect with the viewers at home in a way that they will really feel Robin Peters. Talk with your eyes.
Yes.
Talk with your lips.
Picture yourself wearing gloves.
Don't. Okay, here we go. Ice cream.
Oh, stop it. Okay.
Fantastical.
What?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
What are you doing? Oh.
Fantastical. You're going to look into that camera.
Oh, here it comes. It's a love thing.
With your eyes, with your emotion. Wow.
Yo. Oh! Robin, I'm so glad I'm wearing gloves watching that.
Is it fantastical? Is it fantastical?
What's the thoughts? What song comes to mind when you taste that?
That's the time. I feel like
making love to you.
But I understand this is my favorite.
Yes.
Everything about this. Come on, somebody.
Anybody. He's number 082234.
Hey.
Robin, it's always a joy having you in studio. We love feeding you. Carl Wasty, you get to keep those gloves on.
Can I keep the gloves on?
Best you.
Thank you so much.
South Africa, make the recipe, get the whole selection of Fantasticals, Fantastical everything. You know what it is. I see Graham, he's walking in. While he's doing that, if you want to get this recipe, check it out at woolworths.co.za. Shop the range, spread the Fantastical love. Don't forget, you can get this in-store, online, and on Dash.
There we go. Also, here's a recap, though, in case you don't have gloves.
Join the bank that's best for your money. Nedbank. See money differently.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, South Africa. Look at this. It's nearly Easter time. These Fantasticals are fantastic. Can I say that?
You can.
Look at
you
this.
can.
Look at this. It's so colorful. It's like a Smurf vomited all over the place.
Get out of here.
And it's fine. It's fine. Okay. Well, I hope you guys are having a great morning and are having a colorful experience like this. Carl has some news, but Carl, I do hope it's good news. Please tell me there's some better news now.
Well, news is news indeed, so we're going to have to start off, and I'd love to be the bearer of better news, of course, but this is what we need to do. Now, nationally, a 4-year-old toddler in the Eastern Cape has died in a pit toilet. Police say the girl's body was found in the pit after her mother went to look for her at school when she didn't show up at home. Police are investigating the circumstances that led to the incident at Glen Grey in Lady Frere area. And of course, the Department of Basic Education has undertaken to replace all pit toilets at schools. The latest deadline that the department set for itself was the end of the 2022-2023 financial year. Now, gender equality is everyone's business. These are the words spoken by Dr. Precious Motsepe, co-founder and CEO of the Motsepe Foundation at the Johannesburg Stock Exchange just yesterday, where the Ring in the Bell for Equality celebrations were held to commemorate International Women's Day, a global day celebrating the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women. The event was held in conjunction with the stock exchanges of Angola and Namibia. Challenges women face were highlighted, and the World Economic Forum's Global Gender Gap report says it'll take another 108 years to reach gender parity. On to international news. Dogs and other pets have been banned from voting centres in Nigeria ahead of the governorship elections on Saturday. Now, some voters had said they would take their dogs along with them this weekend after experiencing violence 2 weeks ago during the presidential election. But on Tuesday, Nigeria's police said that this won't be permitted because, and I quote, dogs could be classed as offensive weapons as their owners' handlers can use them to intimidate, harass, and cause assault and bodily harm to others. Now, tens of thousands of people have taken part in protests and strikes in Greece in a show of anger over last week's train crash, which killed 57 people. Riot police used tear gas on a group of demonstrators in Athens and Thessaloniki, some of whom hurled petrol bombs. The government has been accused of mismanagement after the head-on collision between a passenger train and a freight train on the 28th of February. Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis is under mounting pressure to resign over the country's deadliest rail crash on record. And Irish music icon Ronan Keating, golf legend Gary Player, and wealth management company Citadel have once again shown their commitment to sustainable philanthropic endeavors that benefit needy South African children. The company's annual charity gala dinner, the 6th since 2018, was hosted with Keating and Player at a well-known Cape Town hotel. After a performance by Keating and his band, former Springbok rugby captain and the company's head of philanthropy, Jean de Villiers, facilitated the charity auction. He reminded all of the importance of making a collective difference, saying, and I quote, "We need to look at how we can make a tangible impact that's more sustainable than once-off giving." Over 2.1 million rand was raised to be managed by the Citadel Philanthropy Foundation, and the beneficiaries are the Red Cross War Memorial Children's Hospital, that's in Cape Town, of course, and the Blair Athol Pre-Primary School in Johannesburg. This annual event was inspired by the loss of Keating and Player's mothers to cancer. Both are passionate about giving back, and since 2018, 7.1 million rand has been raised. So well done to the two, and let's keep on giving and inspiring others to do the same. That's it for your news action. Of course, there's some traffic up next for you, and Graham has got the details.
Thank you so much, Carl. Let's get you to work safely. Starting in KZN, looking at our traffic, there's been an accident with a truck on the N2 route. That's in the Hluhluwe region. Please be cautious out on the roads this morning if you've got to go through that route. Then in Germiston, in Johannesburg, there's been a multi-vehicle accident, unfortunately, on the N3 northbound after Geldenhuys interchange. Massive delays there. 3 left lanes are closed, and traffic is quietening all the way up until Voortrekker Road. So please choose an alternative route if you can and stay safe. Let's get into the weather. Let's start with some local weather news first. And the Department of Water and Sanitation has requested the public to limit their water use as much as possible during load shedding. The call comes amid indications that water infrastructure is experiencing great pressure during the frequent power outages. The knock-on effect. Now, dams in the Western Cape are currently just over 55% full. The Director of Water and Sanitation in the Western Cape, Ntombizanele Bila Mupariwa, says it takes a water pump some time to start again after a power outage. And Bila Mupariwa says that by using water sparingly, consumers can help prevent pressure on that system. And a while ago in Johannesburg, Water also urged residents to use water sparingly as well. Said infrastructure challenges and continued rolling blackouts meant that Rand Water couldn't run its pumps properly, and the city's reservoirs were reaching critically low levels. After that rather sobering news report, let's focus on some positivity from your part of the world. Let's take a look at some of these sunrise views from Daryl in Pietermaritzburg, my old stomping ground. He shared a gracious view with hues peeking through the clouds, absolutely beautiful. Then Devon down in Durbs shared an incredible view overlooking the city. Wow, just look at that color in the sky, beautiful pinks there, thanks. Then Joey Peterson out and about, enjoying some ocean feels this morning, out with her dogs, about to head off for a run on the beach in Mhlanga. Oh, another happy hunting ground for me. Absolutely beautiful. Then last up, we've got a phenomenal video sent in by one of the regulars, Nancy Governor. Morning, Nancy. Looking outside, enjoying this blessing of a view. Now, that is how you start your day out in Nkomas. Thank you so much. Please keep them coming. You can share those sunrise views with us on 063-408-8863. All right, let's get into the temperatures in your part of the world. Let's start in Polokwane. Your low 17 going up to 32 degrees this morning, or today. And Mbombela ranging between 19 and 31. Pretoria 15 and 33 degrees. Johannesburg 14 and 30. Mahikeng, your low 15 going up to 32 degrees. Similar in Klerksdorp, 11 is your low going up to 32 as a max. Kimberley ranging between 12 and 31 degrees. Bloem 8 and 29. Richards Bay, your low 22 going up to 33 degrees today. Pietermaritzburg, 20 your low going up to 31 with a slight chance of rain. Durban, your low 24 going up to 28 degrees. Mthatha, 17 and 31 degrees your range for the day. East London, your low 20 going up to 28 degrees. In Cradock, your low 11 going up to 33. Abaga, 16 your low going up to 25. George, 14 and 25. In the Mother City, 70% chance of rain. That's already proving her worth outside. 14 is your low going up to only 18 today. Then Worcester, 11 your low, going up to 22 degrees. Sutherland, 8 and 22, quite moderate by your standards. Uppington puts her hand up. 15 is your low, going up to 34 degrees today. Obviously, during those peak hours, just look after yourself and stay hydrated. We got you for one more hour, and we're going to savor every second.
Thanks, Graham. The weather is fantastic. Hopefully, I like this cold weather in Cape Town. The rain is amazing, but it's not going to let us down because Robin Peters is in studio, but we also have Salome. Salome, welcome to the studio.
Salome.
Salome. It's Salome. Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize. I should get my pronunciation wrong. We're going to hear from you. Give me a note quickly.
I need to warm up first.
Okay, we'll give you the break to warm up. We're going to cross over to ad, but you guys be right back because we're going to hear Salome give us her all.
Are you interested in learning to trade Forex? Start with Octafix. The Octafix trading app makes it super easy to get started and offers free educational materials for all level traders, even if you're a newbie like me. Or try their free demo account before risking any real money with simulated funds in real market environment. As a regulated broker in South Africa, Octafix prioritizes your safety and security. So start trading anytime, anywhere with Octafix today.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It doesn't even have to be here to command that presence. It's been quite an intense show. There's been a lot of laughter, but there's also been a lot of emotion. So we thought, let's temper that with a bit of love, right?
Of course. Tomorrow at the movies is for the romantics of all stripes, all walks, all cultures, colors and ages, as the big screen asks, what's love got to do with it?
Really? And that's all around the topic of arranged marriage. There could not be a better premise for a romantic flick. I love it. So at the front of Love's Ups and Downs are actors Lily James of Mamma Mia 2, you might remember her, or Baby Driver. This could be her big break. And then Shahzad Latif of Star Trek Discovery, Penny Dreadful. Absolutely awesome.
Yep, JP got to sit down with both stars to pop the big question in time for the big screen.
For their big moment.
So, Lily James, Shahzad Latif, I want to tell you guys first, congratulations. I think what you've bitten off in the subject matter is pretty challenging to wrap your head around, to wrap your brain around. And you guys, you did it totally naturally for what should just be like a run-of-the-mill rom-com. Difficult stuff. Firstly, if I can just summarize real quick, you play lifelong friends. Shahzad, you are boy next door, who makes up his mind that he's going to have an arranged, or as the movie refers to, an assisted marriage. And Lily, you play girl next door, who sees this as an irresistible subject for her career as a documentarian, but is still shocked by her friend of all these years making this drastic decision. So then I'll start with the man at the center of things making this heavy decision. How do we find your character arriving at this place to have an arranged marriage? That's pretty intense.
I think he's a very dutiful son. He's got a real sense of duty, especially the fact that his sister got, you know, there's a big secret in the family that the sister's been sort of pushed out in a way, and so that sense of him being now the oldest man in the family, he's got that sense of responsibility, and he's like, I need to make sure everything stays together. So that's one way of keeping it together, is to please his parents. Also, he's seen it work with them, so for him it's not a weird thing. It's not out of the blue. It's like, oh yeah, of course, my cousin done it, my mum done it. You know, that's a normal thing for him. So I think for both those reasons, he's going, well, you know what? And he's got a stressful job. He's you know what? I will do that, and it's not working the other way. He drinks, he smokes, he does all the things, but he's like, well, now it's time to settle down, I suppose.
But the movie very briskly challenges all of our sort of, I suppose, Anglo-spheric prejudices, you know, citing the statistics of how long those marriages last versus, you know, UK marriages, or let's say westernized UK marriages, et cetera, et cetera. Lily, hopping over to you real quick, what I appreciated about your character, Zoe, is that I don't think it's accurate to call her confused. I think it's a really patronizing trope that you see with, oh, career woman doesn't know where her head is at type thing. Where would you describe her, a very well-written character?
I think she's just really unapologetic in her choices, and she's doing what she wants. And I think there's such bravery and commitment to that. And, you know, but I think as life's progressing, her choices seem to be getting smaller in that, you know, as a woman, you start feeling this kind of like, need to have children, and what's that going to look like for you, and the ways that she's been trying to meet men hasn't been working out, and she's not finding something that she really wants to sort of commit to. So she's just beginning to feel the pressure more of the choices that she is making. But I think what's so great about Zoe is when she starts like opening up a bit and sort of being a bit more vulnerable, she starts to find out more about herself, and through the process of making that film about Kaz and about that culture and about the ways in which you can fall in love. And I think that it just sort of changes her whole perspective on life. But I think Jemima wrote it in a way that I really, really connected to Zoe and what she's going through, and I really wanted that to be something that women and girls would relate to watching the film.
Yeah, whatever. But yeah, it seemed like a totally progressive portrayal more than, oh, she'll need a man by the end of things. In fact, you can tell by the line of questioning. I asked the guy about his love choices and I asked the girl about her profession. Which, you know, just comes naturally from the progression of the movie. So speaking of Jemima, did you go all sort of documentarian style digging into her life? Because it obviously there are biographical dimensions to this movie as well. Or with both of you, in fact, is it just everything's on the page and it will bloom as it blooms? What was the research process?
Well, yeah, I suppose Jemima done I mean, she knows that world so well. So the script had a lot of detail. It was detailed. It was nuanced. It was detailed. It was packed, jam-packed with everything that needed to be there. Then our job with Shaker was then to bring the feeling alive. You know, for me, it was about our relationship and making sure that was very truthful. That was the key for me. And then, yeah.
Yeah, I think so much of it was in the script. We were getting to have Jemima on set, and I also, personally, I spoke to a few documentary filmmakers, and I wanted to sort of like be able to handle the camera with ease so that felt authentic. So I had some help from some of the guys in the crew and stuff like that. But and I took the camera around with me everywhere and practiced, you know, feeling natural.
there's such breadth to this script. Like you say, it's really rich just at the outset, given a history as well. So yeah, it's a lot to chew on, and I think that you guys did really. And it's very, very thought-provoking stuff that you guys did, but also it's got a lot of heart. It's not like brutal or anything.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you. We really appreciate that. Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Ciao, guys. Thank you.
Oh, I love that look on the stars' faces when they get something that they haven't gotten from any other critic. He is amazing. JP, we love you. More from him around what looks like a beautiful film with a really interesting take on love. I think there are a lot of us out there who would be like, I prefer an arranged marriage. Just hook me up and just sort me out. But on the topic of love, if you're not in an arranged marriage situation and looking for love, we might be able to help you out.
Yeah, you might be in luck because Love is a brand new show that we have on SABC, and they're looking for contestants to enter. So you could be one of those contestants. To find out how to find your match, follow these very simple steps.
Love is Love is a new reality TV series which will be broadcast on SABC2, and we're looking for contestants. You stand a chance of being featured on the show and of finding your love match. You can enter online on our website, loveislove.tv, on Instagram at loveislove_ZA, or via Facebook at loveislove.tv. T's and C's apply and can be found on loveislove.tv. Entries close 31st March this year.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yep, we love Thursdays because they throw forward to Fridays. And of course, on a Friday, we love the fact that movies are back, and we've got a host of amazing new movies releasing tomorrow, and we've been focusing on a few through JP.
Yep, it's time to take a look, another look at the movies that are releasing tomorrow. Before the break, we took a look at JP's interview with the stars of What's Love Got to Do With It, Lily James and Shakar Kapoor.
Now, our movie dude plums even more of the love's conundrum with its director, who, of course, has a very tough job trying to navigate these waters and certainly got the credentials. Previous standouts include Elizabeth.
Amazing movie.
The Four Feathers. Absolutely beautiful. Here is JP with Shakar Kapoor. Enjoy.
Director Kapoor, my name is JP. So it's a great honor to be speaking with you today. Thank you very much for your time.
My pleasure, thank you.
Director for What's Love Got to Do With It. A thought that's sort of been developing in all my preceding interviews now with Jemima and with Nitin and Naughty Boy. A lot of movies ambitiously try to tick a lot of boxes, hit a lot of bases, cultural criticism, stories about gender, women being career professionals, etc., etc. And so it's really hard to get that right. But somehow everything about your movie felt totally natural about how it was trying to hit every one of the marks. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So, did you start out with singularly, okay, I want to do a thing about arranged marriages, or as it's referred to in your movie, assisted marriages, and did these other themes develop on top of it as the process went along, or was that all at the outset?
Well, the first thing that developed of me is the idea of intimacy. You know, when we are born, we have a natural need for intimacy, and I've long wondered, how do we find, in times of Tinder, how do you find intimacy? Are you looking, how do you find it? Or do you find it? Yeah, and you struggle, and people struggle, but it is all still a search for intimacy. They might say it's all about sexuality, but ultimately that is also a search for intimacy. And then in the East, where I come from also, is the intimacy develops over time. But now instant intimacy and intimacy that grows. Now, let's take the word love away, let's call it intimacy, because our first act is being put on the mother's chest, and it's intimate. And our last act before we go, we want to hold somebody's hand. That's intimate. So that was the first thought that I started with. So it made it much broader. Now, within the context, I looked at everything. That's how I saw the film, yeah.
That's so beautifully put. That's so poetic. Thank you. I also loved reading about your prep with the actors, the table reads and all of that. It seems like, I'm sure that as a director, there are a lot of mechanical processes that you go through, but like a lot of your process seems quite organic. You seem like you wanted to get quite philosophical with them, asking them, okay, well, what do you think about love? What was your process like with building your actors and building the characters like that in that philosophical kind of way?
My job in my actors is to make them find themselves first, right? And then find themselves in the characters that are playing. And often I will not come to any set and ask them to play as I see the character. I will ask them to play the character as they see the character. And therefore, they have to find the character in themselves. And that's my job as a director. And then I'll use any tools. The table tennis scene, you know, they were both one day together somewhere and said, what are you guys doing? I was on Zoom like you're with me. And then they said, oh, we played table tennis. I said, really? Are you guys good? Any good? Can I beat you? And that started a chain of thought. And then that developed into a scene where they're playing table tennis and talking about the most fundamental things. Where did that develop? Because they both were playing table tennis in their own homes with each other. So that's how a film develops organically. But the actors make it happen organically. My job is to make it organic for them, and then it develops organic. That's why it feels real, because they're not being real. They're not parroting anything. They're internalizing it and coming out with it.
Yeah, it was really naturalistic, and I think people will be like pretty shocked if they thought, oh, they were just going to go on autopilot and go watch a rom-com. Very thought-provoking.
It's not a rom-com. That's what I keep saying, and everybody kills me for saying that. There's comedy in all our lives, right? But it's not, the moment you start to define comedy, people start to play at comedy. Nobody is really playing at comedy. Everybody's playing a part that is inherently arising from them, and therefore it's a drama. It's an emotional family drama in search of people in search of themselves, and often it's funny. So it's about people in search of intimacy and love, but it's quite funny also. So how would you describe that? I don't have a word for it.
It's, yeah, and I think that a lot of people will be surprised that they don't have a box they can put it into in that way. What would you say then, if we're going to use that, like maybe too used up a genre of rom-com? I think that genre has, would you say that it's confused a lot of people over history? And then what's love got to do with it? Draw a line in the sand of how we should try and think about these things differently.
I think we do think about it differently. It's only that the films try and box them up. You know, all of us, you and I do. We don't think about love as a rom-com, but we have fun with it also. But, you know, rom-com became a very, very definite genre. Working Title, who produced this film, are the masters of rom-com. I think they developed the very concept of the word rom-com. So it's Tim Bevan and Eric Fellner, and I call them Mr. Rom and Mr. Com. So, you know, and so that's the rom-com. It became a very interesting genre. But I think life has taken over now, and what we, or as filmmakers and actors, all of us did, we injected real life into rom-com. Not that it never was, but we pushed the barrier of injecting real life, real emotion into a rom-com.
That's so interesting that I didn't think of it the way you did. Like, it's easy to think of us maybe too much as cattle as viewers, but like you were like, no, we're not confused by rom-coms necessarily. So I think this has given people a lot to chew on. I think after your date, there's dinner afterwards, and both you and your significant other are going to be like, wow, all of my prejudices and misconceptions. I think that your movie really challenges that in a very humane and not brutal way, even to the genre. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, JP. What's Love Got to Do with It is coming out this Friday, tomorrow, at cinemas near you. Very exciting movie, lots of emotional intelligence, and just, I think, something that we all quite need. But something that we really do need right now is a little bit of musical spirit. So we've got Robin Peters and Salome in the building. Take it away.
Listen, I want to laugh. I once said Malachi, okay? I once called Malachi Malachi on this show, so I've got nothing, all right? I've got nothing. Oh, we love you, girl.
Oh, man, I love
But
you guys.
you don't understand. Whenever you step into the studio, I already, like, start tearing because I know what's coming, okay?
I think you're about to cry with the song.
I know. So I just need a warning. So please, Prefix, what are you going to be performing for us today? And tell us why are you feeling the love? What are you and Robin up to?
I think that I've just recently had a very big operation, a hysterectomy, and it's been 6 weeks, so I feel good, and I'm so excited that Robin, it's just the right time for me to be on the Robin show. And, you know, I don't want to say it, but I'm very proud of him.
Yeah,
he has really come a long way. I know him for many, many years. And the artists and the DJs and everybody that's going to be on the show is just going to be amazing. I was in rehearsal yesterday and singing for the first time after 6 weeks, so I was shaking while I was singing. So the reason I'm singing this song is just that I started singing Whitney Houston songs many years ago, so I'm excited to do this particular song. So I hope you don't cry.
I'm gonna cry. Let's just get over it. We're all gonna cry a little bit, but it's a good cry. It's a happy cry. It's a cathartic cry. Can I please get an explanation of the new ink on... Oh my word.
It's a warrior tattoo, actually. I actually had this ink done just for myself.
Because you are?
Yes.
Because you are a warrior, girl.
And all the ladies out there. Thank you.
Oh, I absolutely love it. Robin, where are you? We are proud of you, Guy. I know it doesn't mean a huge amount coming from me, but from the rest of this team.
I know most of the people are probably going to come for me, Robin, so I'm so sorry about that, but...
We love it. You guys are officially part of our family, and we are so proud of this collective for creating a platform for everybody to shine.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, guys. I'm only here for you, by the way.
Just for me to make me cry this morning. Well, here it is. Where do broken hearts go?
Yes.
Brace yourself. Take it away, sister.
Been some time, but there's something on my mind. You see, I haven't been the same since that cold November day. You said you needed space, but all we found was an empty place. And the only things I've learned is that I need you desperately. So here I am, and can't you please tell me, where do broken hearts go? Can they find their way home? Back to the open arms of a love that's waiting there. And if somebody loves you, won't they always love you? I look in your eyes and I know that you still care for me. I've been around enough to know that dreams don't turn to gold, and that there is no easy way. No, you just can run away. And what we had was so much more than you ever had before. And no matter what I've cried, you're always on my mind. So here I am, and can't you please tell me, where do broken hearts go? Can they find their way home? Back to still care. You still care for me.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I think you know which one of you made the mistake. It's all right, we can move on from that. The rest of you were absolutely amazing. No, that was, and I actually don't know what just happened there. I am feeling very emotional, but for all the right reasons. We are so happy for you. You seem happy on such a deep
I'm
level.
feeling good. I think there is a lot of females that will actually say after hysterectomy,
Yeah.
you feel great, and I feel good. I had a wonderful wife, oh, hi, wifey,
Hey, babe.
that looked after me. So, and good friends, family, and I'm just happy, man. I'm ready. I'm turning 44 next week, so I must be ready.
Still young, still
Almost
youngin'.
50,
You'll
man.
catch up to me soon. That was superb. Keep the love flowing in all directions, please. And of course, we'll have those details on how you can get a little taste of that live, which you need. Your life needs it.
Yes.
We love you,
Oh,
girl.
thank you, baby.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. From toast toppings to taco fillings.
Oh, yeah.
The versatile avocado is a must-have ingredient in any kitchen. My favorite fruit.
I was going to say, this is probably like your guy, hey? And we don't care. Whatever form it comes in, we have some of the best in the world here in South Africa, and the world knows this. So we attended the 2023 South African Avocado season launch at Upper Union Restaurant in Cape Town to get some insider knowledge.
Avocado.
Avocado, you got to say it with passion. And discover the secrets to selecting the perfect avo without squashing it for the next shopper, please. And of course,
have to...
Yeah, just like a bum pat. Boop, boop. And then, of course, unlock its full potential and create some delicious dishes. It's everything you wanted and more. Arrivederci. How do you say that? Arrivederci.
What? Avocado.
I was weaned on avocados. I come from Natal, and I have to tell you, we grew them, and they were that big. I love avos.
I love avocados. I love their taste, I love the mouthfeel, the consistency, and also the fact that they're so, I don't know, versatile.
I would say the biggest avocado fan because I will have them any way they come. On toast, desserts, anything.
Avocados are like nature's butter, creamy, rich and delicious. They've always been a favorite, but are now taking the food world by storm. This year, avos have made it onto the Everyday Health Top 10 Healthy Food Trends list for 2023. And to tell us more about that is Saga's CEO, Derek Donkin.
If we look back 20 years ago,
avocados weren't that popular, and I think at that stage people weren't aware of the benefits of eating avocado from a health perspective. And that's changed over the years. There's been information on the health aspects of avocado, but given that, as well as avocados being great to eat, that combination, a unique product which you can use all the way from your starters to your desserts and eat any time of the day, is why we have avocados where they are today, a really popular fruit. The avocado has a lot of nutritional benefits, and they contain heart-healthy monounsaturated fats. So this is generally good for heart health. And then they are also a good source of fiber, and fiber is very important for gut health. It has been shown that the monounsaturated fats reduce the risk of disorders such as anxiety, depression, and other mental disorders. But I think the most important thing from my perspective is that when you eat an avocado, you know you're eating something good, and that boosts your mood.
Today's menu, we started with our bread course, which is a kubane. It is a Turkish bread that is a combination of a babka, a challah, and a croissant, all mixed up into one with the most beautiful butter. And that creaminess and that saltiness of the butter, I did with a Dalewood hegenoot and avo paste, like almost like a mousse. That we served with the bread. For starters, we did a bit of a play on an avo ritz, so like we called it a crab louis, which is supposed to be with crab, but crab are not in season, so we got king clip today, so we moved it to a king clip. Then for the main, we did an avocado mole with a dry aged ribeye and some shallots and avocado jus. And then for dessert, which was the best, we did a white chocolate mousse with vanilla, avo, and a little bit of salt. And then we did a gingerbread biscuit and an elderflower catalan.
I'm a huge avocado fan because I follow a keto diet and they are full of healthy fats, and I eat them as much as I can, actually. Filling, tasty, delicious, what's not to love?
Both green and dark-skinned avocados are available in SA throughout the year and are equally nutritious and tasty. They're a good source of nutrients and can be included in a healthy diet.
You know what, when someone says to me, do you like a green skin avo or a dark skin avo? I have to say, it's like ask me who's my favorite child. I love them both.
I prefer the green skin, but I learned today that actually the dark skin ones are just as delicious, and they're not necessarily of a lesser quality than the green skin. But yes, I think because of the visual appeal, I prefer the green skin.
I love dark skin avocados. I just find the flavor is better, and for me, I like to be able to scoop it out, and they're just easier with the dark skin. So that's my favorite.
So avocados are grown. I think we all know that they're on a tree, but it's a tree that comes from a subtropical climate. And in South Africa, they're grown from Limpopo province down all the way to the Western Cape these days. They're grown outside. So the avocado farmer has got to work with nature to make sure that he gets a crop on his tree, that the consumer can have a lovely fruit to eat. Sustainability is a big question these days, because anything we ask is, can we carry on doing it in 5 years' time, 10 years' time? Will our children still be able to consume and enjoy avocados? So on avocado farms, more and more you'll find that people are using water in such a way that you can get the most from the water, that you don't waste the water. And then we also work together with nature with applying compost to the soil, which makes nutrients optimally available to the tree when it needs the nutrients.
You know, I'm always inspired when they do these avo launches, because you know what, it just shows you what you can do with an avocado. It's not just something you spread on bread, baby. Oh no, my mouth loves me. You've had a wonderful lunch today.
My favorite way of enjoying avos is, and don't hate me, avo cut up, balsamic reduction, strawberries, and black pepper.
Oh, that sounds good. That sounds good. I'm not going to lie, it's a bit of a controversial one, but I had a dark chocolate avocado mousse. I've had it in a tart as well. I mean, it sounds weird, but it's so good. Like the creaminess from the avo and the chocolate just works so well.
Avos are versatile. You can use them in smoothies, starters, mains, dessert, chia bowls. You can bake bread with it, all the vegan things you can make with it now. You can basically do anything. It's a substitute for any fat.
My favorite way to enjoy avocados is actually just cut it in half, season with salt, squeeze of lemon juice, pinch of chili flakes, straight out of the skin. That is my favorite way.
There's an old saying that an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but that was before avocados were available. It's been so amazing learning about all the deliciousness and health benefits of avocados. But for now, it's Avo Verdeci.
Look, avos are one of my favorite foods, and it was so good to see all those things. My favorite is that chocolate mousse. It is absolutely incredible. If you don't think avo can be a chocolate mousse, you've got to try it for yourself sometime. It is absolutely mind-blowing. Well, we're going to go from one healthy food to the next, bran muffins. And Salome is in the kitchen with Graham. Guys?
Salome, Salooms, whatever I call you, you're my sister in the kitchen.
Yes, no. Actually, you can call me Lomi.
Lomi?
Yeah, a little.
A little Lomi. I want a little Lomi this time of the day. Now, we're just having fun because that's what we do when you are here. And when we hear that you can't bake at all,
no, I can't.
We have to make you do it because that's what we love to do on this show. I'm also, I love to cook. I love to eat.
I love cooking.
I love to eat.
Yes.
But baking, it's like a science, yeah?
Yeah. You know, like if you make a curry, you can throw an extra little bit of spices, but with this, it has to be...
And the curry people going like, hey, come on, don't mess with the curry. But no, this is simple and it's delicious. It's time to unlock your 100% in the kitchen with Crush. These nutritious, easy to make orange and bran muffins are packed with goodness and make for the perfect post-workout snack or post-performance snack. Loaded with the goodness of bran, seeds, and a zesty orange twist, they'll delight your taste buds and help you to unlock that inner baker, patissiere, if you will. No, look, I have high hopes. Look, I'm speaking as much to myself. But I do love this. So we have to, when we make the kind of recipes we do today, we've got to temper it with something nice and nutritious, which is what we're doing. So I'm going to talk you through it. We're going to put you to work. So we're going to start with our wet, okay, which is just one egg. Okay, then we're going to use all of that oil. And it looks like a good, healthy olive oil. So that's
So what do I do?
You're just going to pour it in the bowl, yeah. Wow, when you said you were coming in entry level, I didn't realize, like, okay, so we pour into the bowl.
All of it, right?
Net alles. Then we've got some vanilla. Okay, a bit of a healthy dose of vanilla essence. And then we've got some oat milk. So you can mix that in, whisk together the wet, and then you can work in your caster sugar. You have to do a bit of a dance when you do it. That's caster sugar. Wow, that's psychedelic. And give that guy a little bit of a mix.
Job.
I know. Well, we've got one available on the show. Okay, mix that together. Give us a little zing. Oh, you were born to do this in the kitchen. When you create a go-to meal, I've realized, like, I have 5 go-to meals, and I just repeat them. Like, I'm really good at a steak and a salad. I'm really good at a pasta. You know, and we'll keep.
I'm not a pasta girl. Yeah.
Really?
No.
So what is your go-to? What is the thing that you make?
I love curries, biryanis, the, you know, the Malay kind of food and stuff. I'm into that, but not a pasta girl. Sorry.
No,
maybe in a salad, maybe, but not, you know.
Not in that sense. I love the fact that we have got so much happening around us. It looks beautiful. That we get to learn from, in this space, the best foodies in the business and get to taste everything.
Yeah.
And then eventually learn how to make it ourselves via, I think, osmosis. So we're going to start with our bran flour, which you're probably going to actually...
How you do that?
No, I think this you just put in because it's not going to go through the sieve. Then we're going to start with our normal flour. That's better. And then just a little bit of baking powder, and then we mix it together. Oopsie. Got it. That's for the gram. You just got to create a nice little...
Thanks for the mess, that you created.
I know, but it's got. You've got to. Baking is about that, man. You've got to have, like, proof that you've been getting stuff.
So what do we do now?
Just mix it all together. I'm just going to put the last of that little baking powder in there. I know we're not making it look very scientific, but I promise you there is method to our
Don't leave me here.
And now the magic ingredient to add a little bit of moisture, and this is what's going to kick it into higher gear.
The lesbian in me need to now.
Come on, girl.
The butch in me, I mean.
There you go. So we are quite lucky in that we've got, you know, your bestie here as well.
I love that juice, orange juice. I love it. Just wear it. Right.
Robin, she is proving
I'm
I
actually
think
doing
herself
better than you.
wrong right now. Are you impressed with the cooking and the baking skills?
Ek weet nie so mooi van Salome se cooking hier. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
Can you see the consistency of the dinges? You see the dinges of the everything that's together.
Die meng van die dinges is perfect.
Yes.
It's exactly how it is.
Juice ruikt so lekker hier binne. Nou kan dit ja.
That looks absolutely perfect and beautiful. Now you're going to mix in our raisins. I think some sultanas and raisins will be great, and some almonds. Mix it through.
Yeah.
Check, now she's coming up with the whys of why we're doing these things. Absolutely beautiful. And without a doubt, you'll get 100% tasty, refreshing goodness in every sip of our crush. There's a reason why we try to do so many things with it to push that boat out. Not only do you get a good dose of vitamins A, C, and E, the best way to enjoy any meal is simply with a refreshing crush to add a dose of goodness to your day.
Yes.
You're a double dose of goodness. Okay, so what we're going to do
Guys,
now...
don't now phone me back now to come and do the cooking and baking and stuff here.
It's done now. The contract is done. The contract is done. Okay, so we're going to decant these guys into our muffin pan and into the oven. Hey, how does it... You proud of yourself?
Get the consistency.
I think let's pretend that you baked those, okay, a little bit earlier, and now Robin can come in and taste your baked goods. And let's give him a little refreshment as well, because he's about to unlock his 100%. So let's get some juice. Woo, put that there. Bring us a little glass. Hey, the full treat. Now, Robin definitely has to pay you more.
I'm telling you.
Okay, you can take this across.
I don't trust him. He's going to really criticize this now.
It looks exquisite. You've done an amazing job. Okay, take it across to him and see if you can get the stamp of approval and a little glassie van. Yeah, no, you got to finish it off with the orange juice just to seal the deal. Can you manage? There we go. Oh, look at that.
Why am I doing this for this
Lucky man has a treat on his way. You can find out how you can unlock your 100% Clover Crush this Sunday with a repeat of the show with Raul de Mornay. And we're going to see fitness guru Isaac Banda go from zero to hero. It's going to be amazing, but let's see the taste test in action. And he's got the kind of face that just doesn't lie.
Beautiful.
And?
Thank you, Salome. Thank you for your service.
Oh, baby, she's just unlocked her 100% in an entirely new career. We love it. But, of course, tonight, Raul is going to take us on a journey with fitness guru Isaac Banda as he goes from zero to hero and turns his life around, as well as those of others. So you can watch the repeat of Unlock Your 100% this Sunday at 8 p.m. on SABC2. Smashed it.
I feel so bullied, man, by that boy.
Yummer. No, he's now officially our Expresso taster, and you are now our official Expresso chef.
And I thank you.
Thank you. I need to take it.
It's The Crush. Unlock your 100% TV show. Catch all the excitement as we unlock Crush fans' full potential to live their dreams. Watch the show on SABC2 starting on the 1st of February every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Plus, you stand a chance to win your share of thousands of prizes. Simply buy any Crush and follow the pack for entry details. Crush. 100% goodness.
This is nothing. This is just who we are.
Alfredo! Ai, o Alfredo.
We date Italian.
So Florence.
We drive Italian. Living la dolce vita. And now you can see. That's what it is. Gatle, we're Italian.
Perfect.
That's why I was pizza. I'm Italiano. And we always eat Italian. Every day. Fetis and mornings. Bravo to you.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. A lot of love shared today because it's a love thing.
Yes, yes.
Lolo's.
Yes.
Lolo and Robin, you guys are crazy. Okay, just can we have that as a basis point? You're absolutely mad. Whenever you're on set, everything just goes haywire, which we love.
And we like to blame Salome for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Is it like that when you guys are doing a production like this? Take us behind the scenes of how these things actually come together.
No, no, no.
Honest.
No, it is really wild. I cannot say what Salome said when she got into the rehearsal yesterday, but it's very wild.
Please,
it's
can
very
you
wild.
paraphrase it?
No, I can't even.
breakfast
There's no,
show.
yeah, you can't. There's no coming back from it. But it's really crazy behind the scenes. I think we love working together. All the artists on the show, we just love working together, and it's an exciting time for us.
It is.
Is there a competitive nature? Because you guys are like, to use the weirdest analogy ever, but your voices are like racehorses that can do pretty much anything. But then you put yourself a set at a group of singers where you can all do all of that. Is it competitive? Do you push each other? Are there those moments? What's the culture like in a production like this? Because you guys are all at the top of your game.
The thing is, Salome will come and she will say, I was good, eh? You guys better top that. I don't know how you're going to top that. That's what I mean. She'll say, I was good now. And then, but I think it just gives each artist, if the one starts high, it just goes higher and higher because it does push you.
And there's something organic. Okay, so we know that Salome's headlining the show. Who else is
Yeah, no. Definitely not her. But she's close to the headlining. But it's Temple Boys, it's Youngster CPT, it's Lukman Adams, it's Don
There's
Prince.
big people on there.
Lots of DJs. There's lots of MC, Shania Van Weingard.
But I also just want to say, Robin, I know for many, many years, Robin also used to do backing. Let me just say that to the people out there.
It's very easy to forget
He used to do
that,
backing for me as well. And where he's at right now in his career, I honestly, I'm so proud of him. He's got just this way of working himself as an artist and as a brand. That's very important.
But it's everyone always wins.
Yeah.
So just as the backing vocalist,
For
please, can you thank him for his service?
No, I'm not thanking him for nothing. I paid him. I'm not thanking him for nothing.
We know there is only one way that the two of you can truly express how you feel, the gratitude and the love, and that's through song. And what a tune to do it. Knew You Were Waiting by George Michael and Aretha Franklin. Take it away.
Like a warrior that fights and wins the battle. I know the taste of victory. Though I went through some nights consumed by the shadows, I was crippled emotionally.
Somehow I made it through the heartache. Yes, I did. I escaped. I found my way out of the darkness. I kept my faith. I know you did. I kept my faith. When the river was deep, I didn't falter. When the mountain was high, I still believed. When the valley was low, it didn't stop me. No, no. I knew you were waiting. I knew you were waiting for me.
a love thing. Have an inspired day today. We will see you to kickstart the weekend. Baby, never forget how much we love you. Bye-bye. Mwah. Woo!